time now to take a look at the starting lineups. Brought to you by the Ford Transit. Built Ford Tough, the Ford Transit. And by Hills Brothers Coffee. Drafted without compromise for over 137 years. For the Indians tonight, leading off and playing in center field, Rajay Davis. Jason Kipnis, the Chicagoland native, is batting second and playing second base. Francisco Lindor at shortstop. The number 4 hitter is Mike Napoli. Napoli will play first base. The left fielder, Carlos Santana. Batting sixth and playing third base, Jose Ramirez. Brandon Geyer in right field. Roberto Perez catching, and batting ninth and pitching for the Indians, young right-hander Trevor Bauer. He was a 12-game winner during the regular year. For the Cubs tonight, Dexter Fowler will lead off in center. Chris Bryant batting second and playing third base. Anthony Rizzo at first base. Ben Zobrist is batting fourth. Zobrist in left field. Addison Russell at shortstop. Jason Hayward batting sixth. Hayward in right field. Javier Baez at second base. David Ross catching, and John Lester pitching and batting ninth for the Cubs. The game time temperature, we are told it is 52 degrees. Trust me, it feels at least 10 degrees colder than that actual figure. There is a wind blowing in. The game time temperature is sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons. The umpires meeting at the home plate area just had the exchange of the lineup cards and the discussion of the ground rules. Tony Randazzo to call balls and strikes. Joe West working at first. Sam Holbrook, the second base umpire. Chris Guccione over at third. 2 extra umpires for postseason play, 1 on each foul line. John Hirschbeck manning the left field foul line. Marvin Hudson working down the line in right. Umpires all bundled up in the overcoats, turtlenecks, gray trousers, black hats, and black coats. We are ready to go. The lights are on here at Wrigley, sponsored by Nika Chicago and IBEW Local 134. Cubs need to win to force Game 6 over in Cleveland. Back to get it started in just a moment. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
This is Addison Russell. Listen to every Cubs playoff game on Sports Radio at 670 The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Hi, I'm Jen London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-471-4351. That's 1-800-471-4351.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-471-4351. That's 1-800-471-4351.
Call today.
Cubs will take the field here any moment. The umpires still talking at the home plate area. But, Ron, these remarkable fans, the thought occurs to me, as it did earlier today, no matter what, this will be the final home game at Wrigley Field this season, which is always kind of a sentimental day as a broadcaster, and I'm sure it was for you as a player.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially come playoff time, you want the season to keep going if you're a Chicago Cub, knowing you got more baseball that you could play. But playing in front of your home fans the last day, and especially today of all times, playing here at Wrigley Field in the World Series, no doubt.
It would really be hard to imagine another group of fans anywhere in the world that are more loyal and passionate and loving than these Chicago Cub fans.
Yeah, there's the support that this organization has had for years, and the support here this year has been unmatched. Unbelievable the way things have gone this year, and the way this group of fans has traveled to watch us play on the road. I have never, ever in my 30 years of professional baseball have I ever seen anything like it.
I'm right there with you on that one, Rod. Amazing. Cubs take the field defensively. They are wearing their familiar home white uniforms with the blue pinstripes all over. Blue hats, numbers, sleeves, and socks. Dark shoes. The Indians in their traveling unis, the navy blue shirts with red numbers on their backs. They have the gray trousers, navy blue hats and helmets, blue and red socks, and dark shoes. The uniform descriptions sponsored by Benjamin Moore, the official paint of the Chicago Cubs. It always has a different feel to it, Ron, when you know that you absolutely must win a ball game to keep it going. Now, that's always in the back of your mind, and maybe for some guys it's more in the front of your mind. But the bottom line is you simply have to win a baseball game.
Yep. It's, as we talked about earlier, it will be, kind of, to use the old cliche, all hands on deck. But I think games like this for players just have a different feel. You know that it's the ultimate in team game. Everybody will give up any at-bat, their body, anything to get something done positive for the victory today. These are games you dream about all your life as a kid. It's ready to happen now.
John Lester has finished his warm-ups. Fans buzzing. Almost everyone standing before the first pitch. They might just continue to stand all night long.
I got a feeling the seats aren't going to be used all that often tonight, partner.
Our Score Studios here in Chicago, presented by Mercedes-Benz Vans, born to run. Davis, a right-handed batter, leading it off. John Lester making his 19th career postseason start. He has 8 wins and 7 losses in the postseason in his life. First pitch, bunted at and missed by Davis, 0-1. Lester's record, as I said, 8 and 7 in the postseason. But, Ron, you really got to love his earned run average, 2.60 in postseason play.
Yeah, he's been incredible all year long. The command and the consistency that Johnny has had very, very well could be this year's Cy Young.
Davis hits a fly ball shallow right toward foul territory. Hayward chasing and sliding. No play for Jason. Great effort by the right fielder. Sliding near the players in the Indian bullpen. In the bullpen area down the line and right in foul ground. 0-2 on Rajai Davis.
I really didn't like, Hayward sliding into the bullpen. The bullpen guys standing in the way. I mean, what else do you got to do but get out of the way of the play?
Lester ahead of the leadoff man, 0-2, and the delivery fouled away. Lester started game 1 against these Indians. And Ron, in the first inning, he struggled, giving up 2 runs. He simply cannot afford to have a repeat of that tonight.
No, he really can't. The inning started okay, and then it got away from him a little bit later in the inning, and he did. He gave up 2 runs, a little command issue in that last start early in the ballgame. He settled in, but as you said, tonight, not a night that can happen.
Looking back at that first inning, he struck out Davis and then retired Kipnis on a lineout. So the rally started with 2 outs and nobody on. Lindor had a single, then back-to-back walks to Napoli and Santana. Ramirez had an infield single to drive in a run, and Geyer was hit by a pitch. That was their rally. The 1-2 is outside. Davis with a lot of at-bats against Leicester in regular season play, 46 to be exact. And he's had success with 14 hits, hitting .304 lifetime against John. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Changeup got him. That ball was down around the ankles. Out number 1.
Well, if there was ever a night you're going to break out all the bags of, it is Halloween, all the bags of tricks, right?
There you go.
Today would be the day if you're John Lester. And right away, you usually don't see him go to the off-speed pitch, especially to change up this early in a game. But you can't hold anything back tonight.
Lester making his 5th start this postseason for the Cubs. 2 wins and 1 loss. The loss was to the Indians in Game 1 of the series. Jason Kipnis takes a strike. Fastball inside edge, belt high. Kipnis, the hitting star last night, a single, double, and 3-run homer to beat the team he used to root for, the Cubs, the 0-1. Kipnis swings and misses, nothing in 2. Good off-speed pitch by Lester. Kipnis had a big 3-run homer that broke the game wide open last night. No score, just underway. The strike 2 pitch to Kipnis. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches and back-to-back strikeouts for John Lester. Fans won't strike out with Gold Coast Bank. Visit goldcoastbank.net today. 2 outs, and here's Francisco Lindor.
Well, Johnny has mixed in some good fastballs, and then he comes out with the off-speed pitch down. And really good tight break on that slider to get Kipnis. And that's a great sign for Johnny to be hitting the glove with all of his pitching.
Lester, big, strong left-hander facing the switch-hitting Lindor, batting right-handed. He takes a strike. Lester stands 6'4", weighs 240. 32-year-old, born in Tacoma, Washington. And the 0-1 from Lester. Swing and a miss by Lindor. These fans would like to see him strike out the side.
I think these fans know it's an elimination game. They are into it from pitch number 1.
Now the 0-2. Curveball is down low. Lindor, not a big man, but he's got some power. He's had a good World Series, going 7 for 15. He's hit a lot of balls right on the money from both sides of the plate. Two down, nobody on, no score, top of the first. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Curveball got him. Lester strikes out all 3. Fans give him a standing ovation. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. You are listening to Game 5 of the World Series on The Score, presented by AutoZone.
Cubs fans can't miss coverage of the Cubs in the World Series. Bors and Bernstein, afternoons 1 to 6 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
Hey, everyone.
This is Life Tips with Geico.
Life Tip 1. You can use a razor to shave those little lint balls off your sweatshirt or jacket.
Speaking of jackets, try wearing yours backwards. You could use the hood as a convenient snack trough.
Life Tip 2. Switch to Geico and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. On top of that, the Geico Insurance Agency could help save you money on home and renter's insurance. Geico. Get savings into your life. Visit geico.com today.
When it comes to commercial vehicles, it's time to drill down to the details. If you're not driving the new Sprinter Worker from Mercedes-Benz, your van just isn't cutting it. The Sprinter Worker takes payload up a notch, carrying up to 3,512 pounds. Its cargo volume is cranked up too, with over 300 cubic feet of space. When it comes to safety, it's unmatched, but it's the price that'll really hammer it home. The new Sprinter Worker starts at just $32,495. It also has a service interval of up to 20,000 miles and the highest residual value in its class, according to ALG. Put that in your pipe and weld it. Huge capacity, small price, starting at just $32,495. The all-new Sprinter Worker, starting at only $32,495. Mercedes-Benz, vans born to run.
MSRP for a 2016 Sprinter Worker excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details.
You are listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. Pat.
Thanks to Mark Brody. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Right-hander Trevor Bauer pitching for the Indians. He suffered the loss in Game 2. That's the only Cubs win. Dexter Fowler to lead it off. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. I hope our listeners can appreciate just how loud the fans are here at Wrigley Run, because it's hard to hear ourselves talk.
Boy, it really is. The fans didn't sit down in the first. John Lester punches out the side and just a roar through Wrigley Field.
Fowler leads off and takes high ball one. Bauer worked 3 2/3 in Game 2. He was wobbly and wild, throwing 87 pitches. Fowler takes inside ball 2. So 87 pitches and not even going 4 innings. That tells you he was missing the zone a lot.
Yeah.
The 2-0 swung on and fouled away.
For Bauer, Pat, it's always been the first inning. That's been his inning that teams have done the best work against him. His ERA is the highest of any inning. And to me, it's about command, as you just said. He just, like today, he's behind in the count 2-0. Big swing by Fowler.
He threw a fastball right by Dexter, and it's 2-2. 400 feet to dead center here at famous and lovely Wrigley Field in Chicago. 368 to the alleys. 353 down the line in right. 355 down the line in left. The wall is 11.5 feet high all the way around with green ivy. Strike 3 called. Fowler caught looking. Fastball. So far there have been 4 batters, and they've all fanned. Here's Chris Bryant.
Yeah, Dexter got ahead in the count. He swung at a high fastball. And then the next 2, he swung at 2, actually. And that last one, that's that fastball starts out inside and runs back over the inside corner is a good pitch.
Bryant struggling in the World Series. Here's the pitch by Bauer. Chris takes a curveball down low. Bryant did have a base hit against Bauer in the first inning and scored the first run on Rizzo's double the other night. Chris swings and misses, and that is Chris's only base hit in 14 at-bats in the World Series.
Yeah, the base hit he got in that game against Bauer was on a breaking ball, down and away, and he hooked it into left center field.
Now the 1-1 from the right-hander. Bryant hits a pop fly foul, right side and out of play. Again, 52 degrees at Wrigley. Wind blowing in. It will not be impossible, but very difficult to hit a ball out in dead center.
Pat, I will say this about the wind today blowing in. The ball really carried in batting practice today.
Bryant takes strike 3 call. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bauer. Both starters very sharp at the outset. Not a single man has put the ball in play. Scoreless game. Here's Anthony Rizzo.
Breaking ball to Bryant. Straight break going down. Bryant didn't like the call. Tony Randazzo said it was high enough. But Pat, in batting practice today, I was watching. Now, only a few guys from the Cubs hit today, but the Indians took normal BP, and the ball was going out to all parts of the field, but as you said, center, a little more difficult, no doubt. But this cool, crisp air the ball was carrying.
Here's Rizzo taking a strike. as we are talking about the wind, all of a sudden now the flag blowing as if the wind is blowing straight toward right field. 27-year-old Anthony Rizzo waits. The 0-1, change up down low from Bauer. Bauer in the regular season, 12-8, a 4.26 ERA. It's his fourth start in the postseason. He is 0-1 with an ERA of 5. Now the 1-1. Rizzo takes up an in, ball 2, 2-1. This guy was not only a first-round pick, but the third overall selection in 2011 by Arizona. And yet Arizona traded him the very next year in a 3-way deal to the Indians. 2-1 to Rizzo, drilled to deep right, down the line, foul, and out into the night. That may have landed across Sheffield Avenue, but it was fouled by about 60 feet.
Anthony waits back on this curveball, and this ball goes out of the stadium at the top of the flagpole down the right field line, but foul.
The 2-2. Rizzo hits a high fly ball left center, shallow and playable for Santana, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Rizzo retired on the fly ball. Neither team with a base runner in the first. We move to inning number 2, 0-0 game. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Cubs are in the World Series. We recap every game and preview the next. Bully and Hanley, 5-9 on the Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo Bank and A member FDIC.
These days, you gotta have a side hustle. And I'm not talking about a 9-to-5. I'm talking about driving with Uber. It's the ultimate side hustle. You want to earn extra money? Drive with Uber. Have a few spare hours here and there? Drive with Uber. You like the idea of being your own boss? Drive with Uber. You make a great boss. You're probably driving right now. You should be earning. If you want your car to start making you money, then visit uber.com/drive now and get your side hustle on today. That's uber.com/drive now.
AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. And right now, get a 5-quart jug of Castrol conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $23.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 166 Chicagoland locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. What's up, America?
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details in store.
When you need to keep a business running, or a school, or a bakery, or an HVAC shop, or an auto body garage, a cleaning service, a locksmith, a contractor, a property management company, a restaurant, a grocery store, a dry cleaner, a hotel, a moving company, a hospital, or pretty much anything. You want Grainger. Grainger has the products and solutions to help a growing business succeed. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You are listening to The Score and the Xfinity Cubs radio network.
Mark, we go to the second inning, 0-0 ball game. Our engineer Dave Miska at the controls. Len Casper is here. Len's going to work the fifth inning after participating in pregame, and he will have some postgame duties as well. The executive producer of Cubs Radio is Mitch Rosen. We thank all of you for joining us with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley Field. Second inning, no score. Mike Napoli to lead it off. The Indians trying to become the only team, or I should say the second team in the last 54 years, as Napoli will take a strike 0-1, to clinch a World Series by winning games 3, 4, and 5 all on the road. The only team in the last 54 years to do that, the 1983 Orioles. Napoli breaks his bat, pops it up, second baseman Baez backpedaling, easy play, one down. Boy, Lester making a lot of good pitches early, Ron. That's promising.
Boy, it really is on both sides of the plate. Also, the fastball on both sides. That one just an elevated fastball, kind of the angle heater coming into Napoli. And as you said, broke his bat. The other encouraging thing, how about the breaking ball in that first inning? Outstanding breaking balls from Johnny.
He struck out the first three men, Davis, Kipnis, and Lindor. Retires Napoli on a pop fly. 0-0 game, second inning. Here is Carlos Santana batting right-handed. He homered as a left-handed batter last night. But the Baltimore Orioles in 1983, for veteran fans, they might remember they won 3 consecutive games at the home of the Phillies Veterans Stadium to win the World Series. Here's the 0-1. Pop fly, right side, over near the first base dugout. David Ross is there along with Rizzo. Ross juggles it, and Rizzo makes the catch. Ross had it pop out of his glove. Rizzo right there to catch it. That happened in a World Series game back in about 1980 when Bob Boone dropped a ball and Pete Rose caught it before it hit the ground. Very similar play, Ron.
Yeah, David is in this little area, kind of cut out by the dugout, and has to come back, and the fence kind of grabs him. He runs out of room. The ball hits his glove. It pops up. And who's standing there? Anthony Rizzo to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Outstanding play by both guys.
2 outs, nobody on. That's a good omen right there. Jose Ramirez takes a strike. I can't remember many pop flies where you score it P2-3.
We'll take it.
2 guys get credit on that play. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball deep left field in trouble. This is all the way back to the wall and gone. Jose Ramirez homers to left. And the Indians lead 1-0 here in the second inning. And Ron, back to your point, that ball really did carry just fine. The wind didn't seem to knock it down at all.
No, the ball, I believe with this cool, crisp air, there's not much humidity at all in the air, and the ball was really going to both sides. To the middle, it's a little more difficult, but boy, to straight right and straight left, the ball's carrying well, and that one about halfway up the bleachers and left.
2 outs. Here's Brandon Guyer. 1-0 Indians. Ramirez had 11 home runs during the regular season.
That's his first playoff home run of his career. That's a big one.
And his 6th hit during the World Series. Indians lead by a run. Guyer swings and misses. Last night it was the Cubs who scored first. The Indians came back. Cubs will try to do that same thing tonight. Guyer played in Tampa for Joe Madden for parts of several seasons. He takes inside for a ball. Thinking of teams down 3-1 and coming back to win a World Series. It's happened 5 times in baseball history. Here's the 1-1. Fastball is outside. The most recent team to do it, the 1985 Kansas City Royals. They came from 3-1 down to beat their intrastate rival, St. Louis Cardinals. The 2-1, ripped on the ground to third, diving backhand stop by Bryant. From foul territory, throws to first, dug out by Rizzo. Fantastic play by Bryant and Rizzo. Bryant diving, making a miraculous stop. The Indians might challenge that call. The one-hop throw dug out cleanly by Rizzo. What a great play by both men.
Boy, an excellent play. Great catch on this bullet down the line by Bryant. He throws this ball short. This ball's thrown, and it's an in-between hop to the outfield side. Anthony with an unbelievable pick, and that'll end the inning.
His foot may have been off the base. Are the Indians not going to challenge?
They're not going to challenge because it happened, Pat. He was off the base when he first caught it and then came back to the base before Guyer got there.
Nicely done. Good pickup, Ron. Indians get a run on a hit, the home run by Ramirez. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Cleveland 1, Cubs nothing. You're listening to the World Series on The Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must-listen coverage of the World Series. Lawrence Holmes, night 6 to 10 on 670 The Score.
Live every postseason moment with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. It's the only place to get it all. Live radio feeds, video highlights, pitch tracking, StatCast, and much, much more. Download At Bat today.
Big swings come in small packages. The National MLB Junior Home Run Derby, where kids from across the country earn the chance to compete in the finals and be crowned champion at the 2017 All-Star Week in Miami. Find out more at jrhrd.com.
Buffalo Wild Wings is proud to announce our new half-price Wing Tuesdays. Now, instead of getting a discount on individual wings, you get any size of traditional wings at half the price. Order a small, it's half the price. 2 larges, half the price. Try all 21 sauces and seasonings for half of what it would cost you any other day of the week. We could call it twice as good Wing Tuesdays, but we don't. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Valid for a limited time. Prices and participations vary. Restrictions apply. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
O'Reilly. When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Danny Cannell. I like to think of our family as a winning team, especially when one of us becomes ill. While I'm in the studio analyzing and somebody gets sick, I feel comfort knowing that our family can cover like an all-American defense with an Exergen temporal scanner thermometer. Remember, every winning team needs a winning product.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
You're listening to the World Series on The Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. Pat.
Ben Zobrist first up, bottom of the second inning against Trevor Bauer. First pitch to Ben is taken for ball 1. Getting back to the play in the 1980 World Series that the Cubs kind of duplicated in the top of the inning, where the pop fly was dropped by Ross. Zobrist drives one to right center, but it's playable for Geyer, and the right fielder makes the catch, out number 1. Ross had it kick off of his glove over near the first base dugout, and Rizzo caught the ball after juggling it before it fell. Playing the 80 World Series, the Phillies catcher Bob Boone and Pete Rose, the first baseman. And I want to say, Ron, that happened very late, maybe even in the 9th inning of the clinching game.
Yep, and almost in the same spot over right in front of the first base dugout.
Addison Russell will take a strike. 1-0 Indians, second inning. Let's see if Addison can get on. And he takes a fastball high. Russell had a single last night in his last at-bat. Sometimes, Ron, that one single will do wonders for your confidence. And it'll lead into a big game the next day. Let's see if that happens for Addy. It's a strike on the outside, 1-2. 22-year-old Addison Russell waits, checks, and takes low from Trevor Bauer. Bauer's a quick worker, does not take a lot of time in between pitches. Bauer's 6'1", a 200-pounder, born in North Hollywood, California. And the 2-2. Russell takes outside. Mentioned the other night that Bauer, a high school teammate of Cubs left-hander Mike Montgomery. They both attended Hart High School in Southern California.
Have to say that's a pretty good rotation for that high school team, right?
Here's the 3-2. Fly ball to left down the line. He pulled it foul, though, and out of play. Not only that run, but Bauer and Montgomery are 2 of 6 current big league ball players that hail from that same high school, Hart High in Southern Cal. Trevor Brown of the Giants. James Shields went there. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, base hit to center field. Russell waited back on a curveball. Didn't try to do too much. Just poked a single right past the legs of the pitcher Bauer. It's a one-out single. Cubs get their first hit, and here is Jason Hayward.
Well, you just mentioned how important it could be for Addison to get that hit in his last at-bat yesterday. The hit yesterday was on a breaking ball. This hit off Bauer on a breaking ball. That's been the pitch that's been giving Addy so much trouble in this series.
Here's Hayward stepping in. The other two big leaguers from that same high school, the Pirates' Tyler Glasnow and Pat Valleca of Colorado. Hayward at the plate. Jason takes high, ball one. Hayward wrapped out a couple of singles last night in the ball game. His first two times up against Corey Kluber. Cubs would like to answer right away after Jose Ramirez homered in the top of the inning. The 1-0. Upstairs, ball two.
Pat, I'll be interested today as Bauer's pitch count increases. He's at 25 pitches now here with one out in the second. His first time in his big league career pitching on short rest. You know that'll be something that Terry Francona will be watching very closely.
The 2-0, and that's a strike to Hayward. He was taking all the way. Windy and chilly at Wrigley. 52. It's supposed to dip down into the 40s. Pretty good lead by Russell at first, held by Napoli. Now the 2-1 from Bauer. Hayward bounces one to first, foul. Foul ball, the count now 2-2.
Jason aggressive on that last fastball inside. He'll probably get another one before this AB is over, that heater in.
Outfield straight away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jason Hayward. Cubs trail 1-0 second inning. One down, Russell at first. He's not running. The pitch taken for strike 3 called. Hayward caught looking. And that's the second out in the inning. Third strikeout for Bauer. It brings up Javier Baez.
Yep, two-seam fastball starts out in off the plate. Comes back to the inside corner. Freezes Hayward inside. And then, good movement by Bauer here with that two-seam fastball early in the game.
23-year-old Javier Baez stepping in after being a co-MVP in the League Championship Series against the Dodgers. He is having a difficult World Series. Baez takes a fastball inside. Javier 2 hits in 17 at-bats.
Pat, as you're saying that, I thought Miguel Montero made a statement today to the press that I read, talking about some of the young hitters trying to hit that grand slam home run with nobody on, just trying to do a little bit too much with every swing.
Baez takes a curve for a strike. Ron, you see that all the time during the regular season, and you see it from veterans and youngsters alike, and I think everything kind of becomes magnified, including your emotions in the postseason.
Yeah, it really has. I've noticed tonight, though, in every swing that Javi's taken, in every pitch that he's seen here to the first two, he's gone to the no stride.
Baez swings and chases a curve and misses it. May have foul tipped that ball, but it was down and out of the zone. The Indians have a clever pitching staff. They were second best in ERA in the American League during the year. And they have guys that are smart enough to know that if you don't have to throw strikes to certain hitters, you don't throw strikes. Just let them chase. Let them chase pitches out of the zone. Now the 1-2. Baez chases another curve in the dirt for strike 3, and the inning comes to an end. The ball bounced off the catcher Perez about halfway up the first baseline. Perez runs it down, lobs it to Napoli to officially retire Baez. Cubs don't score, leave 1. We go to the third. Indians 1, Cubs nothing. You're listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
This is Kyle Hendricks. Listen to every Cubs playoff game on Sports Radio 670 The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
Right now is a great time to buy a pre-owned vehicle during the Honda Certified Dream Deal sales event. Well-qualified buyers can receive 1.9% financing on select Honda Certified pre-owned vehicles, the best certified pre-owned value in America. Search for local inventory at HondaCertified.com. Honda, start something special.
Based on 2015 Vincentric Best CPO Value in America Awards analysis applicable to 2011 to 2015 Honda model years. See dealer for financing details.
At Wendy's,
This just in. Wendy's new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is now an option with the 4 for $4. Let's go live to Switzerland. You can hear the ceremonial Swiss Alpine horns welcoming the new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now an officer from the Swiss Army is using his knife to cut into a ceremonial block of cheese. There you have it, the deliciously different Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now available for a limited time with 4 nuggets, fries, and a Coke for just $4. Stay neutral, Switzerland.
at participating Wendy's for a limited time. Meal includes small fries and a drink. Not valid in Alaska, Hawaii, or Switzerland.
Hear that? That's the sound of you creating your own destiny. While others are waiting in line for brunch, you're spending Saturday in the garage. Because you went to AdvanceAutoParts.com, ordered a platinum battery with a 3-year replacement warranty, and picked it up in-store just 30 minutes later. Now, installing a battery isn't an all-day job, but what the brunch crowd doesn't know won't hurt it. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back on the road. Visit AdvanceAutoParts.com to learn more.
You are listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs radio network live from the Mercedes-Benz studio. And John Lester is the first National League pitcher to strike out the side in the first inning of a World Series since 1996 when one John Smoltz turned the trick for the Atlanta Braves against the New York Yankees. And that little nugget comes courtesy of our friends at Fox Sports. Pat.
Very good. I wonder who the Yankees hitters were at that time, Mark, if we could possibly find that. If not, no big deal, but John Smoltz is working 2 booths over to our right, along with Joe Buck on the national television broadcast. Roberto Perez will lead off the 3rd inning for Cleveland. Trevor Bauer on deck, and then Rajay Davis. 1-0 Indians. Here's the pitch to Perez. Change up is outside, ball 1. We were talking about teams that were down 3-1 and came back to win the World Series. Something that Cub fans can take heart in, Ron, is the fact, here is a strike 1-1. There have been 3 teams who have done it where the final 2 wins were on the road, which is exactly what the Cubs hope to accomplish. Here's the 1-1. Perez takes inside. The Pittsburgh Pirates of 1979, they were down 3-1. They won Game 5 at home, which the Cubs are trying to do tonight. Then the Pirates went to Baltimore and won the final 2 games of that series. Willie Stargell had a big World Series, as I recall. I think he might have been the MVP.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
But he homered against either Mike Flanagan or Scott McGregor, maybe both of them. Now the 2-2 from Lester to Perez. Swinging a pop fly, playable on the infield. The third baseman, Bryant, running down toward the plate. Foul territory. Chris makes the catch. 1 down, 3rd inning. Cubs trail 1-0. The pitcher, Trevor Bauer, at the plate.
Boy, Perez takes a big rip at this high fastball. Hits it a mile in the air. The wind playing tricks on that ball with Bryant, blowing it into foul territory. That ball was up there a while.
Some of the older fans, Ron, might remember the 1968 Detroit Tigers. They won the final 2 games at Busch Stadium to beat the Cardinals after they were down 3-1 in the 1968 World Series. Mickey Lolich winning 3 games Denny McClain was also on that staff. Now Lester's 0-1 pitch to Bauer, and it's taken for strike 2. The New York Yankees of 1958, they were trailing 3-1 to the Milwaukee Braves. The Yankees were victorious in Game 5 and then went to County Stadium and beat the Braves in Games 6 and 7. So it's happened. Here's a pitch outside and the count 1-2. And think of all the winning streaks this year the Cubs had of 5 games or more. I think they had about 7 or 8 strings. Fastball is outside. It's 2-2.
Well, and if you're ever set up, you've got your ace going tonight, John Lester, on regular rest. You got Jake Arrieta going, which would be Tuesday, on regular rest, and then the ERA champion in Major League Baseball going to final day.
Bauer slams one foul down the right field line. Joe West, the umpire, almost had that ball go right between his legs, and he almost got nailed in the shin.
Yeah, and I think Sandy Alomar Jr., the coach at first base, is saying Joe was just trying to get out of the way, and Joe called it foul, and I think they're saying it might have hit the chalk line. Joe West couldn't get out of the way. Yeah, and I'm going to guess this play is not reviewable. I think that's what Lenny just said, too. And it's just a foul ball, and that's what Joe West called. And, you know, nobody's looking at the dirt down on the line. But I think Sandy Alomar, all you got to do is look at him, and that'll tell you all you need to know about where he thought that ball was.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Bauer. He swings late and fouls it back again. Cleveland leading 1-0 in the third. The Indians trying to win their first world title since 1948, a 68-year drought. They've had 1 game since then where they had a chance to win a World Series. That was Game 7 to the Marlins in '97, which they lost. Fly ball, shallow right, slicing foul. Hayward over near the stands makes the catch. Hayward jumping up against the side wall. Very athletic play. He thought it was going to be into the stands. He thought Ronnie was going to have to reach into the stands, but at the last second, the ball swerved back onto the playing field, and Jason reached back behind himself and made a very good catch.
Boy, this is about as you said, Pat, as athletic as it gets. He climbs up the wall with one hand, but he does. That ball kind of blows back into the field of play. Excellent play.
2 down, nobody on. Indians lead 1-0, third inning. Sometimes a defensive play will inspire the ball club. Lester's 0-1 pitch to Davis, pulled foul on the ground. Now that's a play, Ron, where if the wind is blowing out, you could understand it. Because many times the ball looks like it's going to be in the stands. The wind blowing out will push it back to the field of play. But the wind is blowing the wrong way right now for that to happen. That's what surprised me on that play.
Yeah, and it also surprised Hayward. I think that's why he reacted that way.
Here's a ball outside. It's
he really
1-2.
felt it was going to fade into the stands, into that first row. I agree.
Lester has gotten 8 of the first 9. The only blemish, a home run by Jose Ramirez, which is the game's only run. Now the 1-2 to Davis. Low and inside. Davis with 2 outs and nobody on. If he would get on here, it would be almost a cinch that he'd try to steal a bag. This guy had 43 stolen bases this year at the age of 35.
Well, Davis, if you remember the very first pitch, he was looking to bunt. And you know they're going to try to put pressure on John on the base paths is right.
Line drive to second, caught by Baez to end the inning. Davis lines out. Indians don't score. Cubs need some runs. We go to the bottom of the third. Indians 1, Cubs nothing. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Cubs are in the World Series. We recap every game and preview the next. Mully and Hanley, 5-9 on the score. WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
Wrigleyville is shining brightly. We're banking on a big year. Congrats from BBVA Compass. Hashtag live bright. BBVA Compass. Banking on a brighter future for our team and loyal fans.
Oops, that's your gas gauge. Oh, there goes your check tire pressure thingy. And that's the change oil whatchamacallit. Nice to know what's going on, right? That's what the ComEd Smart Meter is all about. You can see how much electricity you're using and get alerts when you're using more than normal, saving you money. Ding, ding, ding. Convenient, huh? Sign up for high usage alerts at ComEd.com/alerts. Welcome to Smarter Power Made Simple. ComEd, powering lives. Alerts made possible by the ComEd Smart Meter.
The holidays are almost here, which means more time with family and friends, enjoying more of your favorite entertainment. And the Xfinity Ready for the Holiday sale is the perfect time to get Xfinity X1, plus internet speeds up to 75 megabits per second. All for a great low price, just $89.99 a month for 12 months. You'll get the X1 voice remote, which lets you find all of your favorite holiday movies and shows faster and easier. Just say into your remote, show me holiday movies. Or even quotes like, keep the change, you filthy animal. And your holiday favorites appear instantly right on the screen. You'll even get access to our special collection of over 500 holiday movies. Plus, with the fastest in-home Wi-Fi, all of your house guests can be online at the same time. Now until November 29th, new customers can get a great limited-time holiday offer. You'll get X1, plus internet speeds up to 75 megabits per second, all for a great low price. Just $89.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask her to upgrade to get a $400 prepaid card. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees including voice, tech, broadcast TV, and RSN fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
In 1948, Binny's Beverage Depot opened its first store down the street from Wrigley Field. For almost 70 years, Binny's mission has remained the same, helping you celebrate the best times of your life. Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. So let's toast the Cubs in a thrilling 2016 season.
You listen to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs radio network, and a follow-up to the little nugget I gave you last inning that John Lester, again, the first National League pitcher to strike out the side in the first inning of a World Series since 1996, when John Smoltz did it for the Atlanta Braves against the New York Yankees. The Yankees that went down Derek Jeter, Charlie Hayes, and Bernie Williams.
There you go, Mark, and thank you for researching that. Jeter and Williams, I probably might have been able to guess. Charlie Hayes would have been a little harder.
Yeah. Well, Jeet was leading off and Bernie was second, so yeah.
David Ross leading off the bottom of the third inning. Cubs trail by a run, each team with a hit. And the pitch to David is high. By the way, the second inning was sponsored by Old Second Bank. Get a true advantage. Start banking with Old Second today. The 1-0 from Bauer. Ross takes a strike and it's even. The World Series will conclude David Ross's 15-year big league career. He has announced that he will retire. He takes a fastball strike in the count 1-2. Let's see if he can go out with a flourish. Bauer has set down 6 of the first 7, 4 on strikeouts, 3 called third strikes. Lester on deck and then Dexter Fowler. And the 1-2. Wrapped on the ground to short. In short left field is Lindor. Long throw, good throw to get Ross. Lindor playing very deep, realizing Ross does not have a lot of speed. And when you think about it, Ron, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. To be able to play that deep, 2 things have to happen. You have to be very good at playing the angles in the infield. And you also have to be on attack mode when that ball is hit. Because if you don't attack, even that play was fairly close in a routine ball to short.
John Lester, the left-handed batter, will take a strike. Indians 1, Cubs nothing, third inning. The windup and the pitch, fouled away by Lester. The Cubs had the best record in the big leagues this year, winning 103 games in the regular season. First time they have done that, having the best record since 1945. Fastball strike 3 called. Lester is out on strikes. 2 down. Bauer pretty sharp in the early going tonight.
Yeah, he has thrown the ball well, and he's had good movement with the fastball. No doubt about it. And you know, especially when you start thinking this is his very first start in the big leagues on short rest. So far, so good. I guess the World Series, if you were going to do it and need a little extra adrenaline, this would be it.
5 strikeouts for Bauer. Dexter Fowler takes high for ball 1. Cubs proved they were the best team in the National League by beating both the Giants and Dodgers in playoff series. But they trail 3-1 to the Indians. Ball 2 to Fowler. Dexter with a double and a homer last night. Swings and misses. Dexter now with 11 extra base hits, which is the most ever by a Cub in the postseason. And Dexter's done all of that work in the last 2 years, of course. Wearing blue batting gloves on each hand. Fowler lines one down the right field line, foul. Hard hit ball, but pulled foul, 2-2.
2 hardest hit balls so far for the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo hit an absolute bomb to right, but just foul by about 25-30 feet. And now Fowler gets an inside heater and smokes this one down the line, but foul.
The leg kick and the pitch. Low from Bauer. Bauer never does extend the arms above the head. Keeps the glove near the belt buckle as he goes into his windup. He does kick the leg. And the pitch, fly ball right center, playable for Geyer, and the inning comes to an end. Routine fly ball to right. Cubs don't score. We move to inning number 4. Indians 1, Cubs nothing. You're listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must-listen World Series coverage right here, Spiegel and Golf, weekdays 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and member FDIC.
AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. And right now, get a 5-quart jug of Castrol conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $23.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 166 Chicagoland locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. What's up, America?
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details in store.
You're listening to The Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network, and it is time now for our Sunday salute to veterans and active duty military. Thank you for your service. Sponsored by the United Association Veterans in Piping Program, helping those who have sacrificed so much find tremendous success in the pipe trades. Learn more at uavip.org. Pat Rock.
Mark, before you turn the microphone down, it's time to play the Nuveen attendance game. And I will go ahead and get us started tonight. I am going to guess 41,711. Ron, any thoughts?
Yep. I am going to guess 42,000 on the nose.
And Mark? Is Mark still in the booth?
Mark quit. Oh, he's still there.
Mark really pondering, rubbing his chin thoughtfully, looking around at the size of the audience, and I think by this time he is ready to make a guess.
Pat, thank you. There are exactly 41,713 people in the old ballpark tonight.
Do the letters DQ mean anything to you?
Oh, no!
The final Wrigley Field game, and he gets wheeled.
Oh, no! You're kidding me. No!
It's a good omen. Tonight's going to be a good night for the Cubbies.
I'm going home.
No, you have the post-game show to do.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The rules, and they're very strict and firm. You must be either 50 above or 50 below a previous guesser, and you were only 2 away from me. Something tells me you were not listening when I made my guess. I'm just going way out on a limb.
I was having a very important meeting with Miska back here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to hear that. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kipnis. He took a strike. Now he bunts right out in front of the plate. Fair. Ross has it and throws to Rizzo to get him. Kipnis trying to bunt his way on. That ball was only about 4 feet down the third base line. Ross barehanded the ball, realized he had time, didn't panic, and made a good, strong, accurate throw to Anthony. 1 down.
Yeah, very nice play. And David bouncing out there in a hurry as that ball started to roll back foul, and David just stuck his glove out there to make sure. He made contact with that ball in fair territory and then threw a bullet to Anthony to get Kipnis.
1-0 Indians, 4th inning. The difference, a home run by Jose Ramirez in the second. It came with him batting right-handed. He lofted one to the bleachers in straightaway left. And here's a drive by Lindor to left, shallow and playable for Zobrist. Looking up and now pulling it down, 2 down.
Boy, Lindor cheating on that first pitch fastball inside. He got it on the barrel, but he was underneath it and popped it up. And if you hit a ball that bores through the wind like a line drive, the ball will carry. If you hit a high fly ball or a towering shot, the wind will definitely affect it and keep it in the yard.
Here's Napoli, a former teammate of John Lester's in Boston on their World Championship team of 2013. Lester fires to Napoli, and he lines one down the left field line, foul. Thinking of the Boston connection, Terry Francona was Lester's manager in 2007 when the Red Sox swept Colorado in the World Series. Lester pitched and was the winner in the clinching Game 4 in the Rocky Mountains. Here's the 0-1. Napoli fouls it away. Do you realize, Ron, that Terry Francona in the Indian dugout as a World Series manager has a record of 11 wins and only 1 loss?
Yeah. That'll get you a few rings on your fingers, what that'll do.
It might get you in Cooperstown someday.
Yeah.
Probably will. Here's the 0-2. Taken high for a ball. Cleveland this postseason, including all games, they've got 10 wins against only 2 losses. Cubs trail 1-0 here in Game 5. The 1-2 pitch. Changeup is down low. Cubs will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in the bottom of the inning. And the 2-2. Napoli takes down low. And Ron, I would say there's a sense of urgency and great concern from a Cubs standpoint over these next, I would say, 3 innings, roughly, because of the Indians' bullpen. It's a good bullpen. Not to say you can't ever score against them, but they're very tough. You don't want to be behind in the 7th inning. The 3-2 pitch popped up, foul, right side. Rizzo running over toward the first base dugout, calling. He and Ross collide. Ross makes the catch and holds on. The 2 big men colliding. Ross caught it, tumbled backward, head over heels, but he held on, and the inning comes to an end. 1, 2, 3 for Lester. Cubs need some runs. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Indians 1, Cubs nothing. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must listen World Series coverage right here. Spiegel and Goff, weekdays 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score.
The good news is that if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, order from the Fast Break lunch menu, and don't get your food within 15 minutes, your lunch is free. The bad news is, we don't plan on taking longer than 15 minutes. Free lunches? Are you crazy? What kind of business model is that? Lunch fast or it's free. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
For a limited time only at participating locations. Valid for tables of 6 or less. Other restrictions apply. See participating location for details. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you're probably driving right now. Sitting comfortably behind the wheel with a tasty caffeinated beverage in your cup holder. Well, if you were driving with Uber, you could be earning money right now too. That's because Uber is the ultimate side hustle. Extra cash whenever you want. Earning you can turn on and off, just like your car. This isn't just another job. It's a totally flexible way to earn. So go ahead, get your side hustle on. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blimp. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Chemical-resistant gloves, coveralls, earplugs, Grainger. Dust masks, portable eye wash stations, hard hats, Grainger. Anti-fog safety glasses, fall protection harnesses, face shields, Grainger. Respirators, welding jackets, pipe repair systems, Grainger, Grainger, Grainger. Protection blankets, steel toe boots, caution signs, Grainger. They've got over 100,000 safety products. When you think safety, think Grainger. When it comes to safety, Grainger's got your back. Call, click safety.grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You are listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. Pat.
Mark, it's time for some instant analysis from Ron Coomer. Ron, the Cubs have one hit through 3 innings against Trevor Bauer. What must they do to have more success?
Well, you've got to make Bauer get the ball in the zone. We saw some guys swinging at pitches down in the dirt, and that's all on the breaking ball. The other big key that I've seen in this series so far, when you get a good pitch to hit, you can't take it or you can't foul it off. You have to put that ball in play.
Indians 1, Cubs nothing. Chris Bryant takes high, ball 1. That instant analysis brought to you by Pennzoil Synthetics, taking synthetic motor oil performance to a whole new level. Bryant takes a strike. Make the switch to Pennzoil Synthetics today. Bryant called out on strikes his first time. 1 for 15 now in the World Series. Trevor Bauer, the right-hander, fires. Fly ball deep left center field, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone!
That's what you do with a fastball in the middle of the plate. You hit a line drive rocket over to 368. Side and left center, and the Cubs are on the board.
Chris Bryant with his first World Series home run. It ties the ball game at 1 as the crowd goes wild here at Wrigley.
You think they've been waiting for one of those?
Woo! Now, Ron, let's see if that one home run loosens up his teammates. Many times it does have that effect. Here's Rizzo. Anthony drives one in the air. Deep right field. Back toward the wall. That ball is off the vines. Rizzo is trying for a double. The throw offline. Rizzo has a 2-bagger. Anthony thought it was gone and did not run all that hard. It was in the indentation of the wall in right. Geyer went back, didn't realize exactly how much space he had. Rizzo was watching the ball. A good throw to second would have nailed Anthony, but the throw offline, and it's a double for Rizzo.
This ball misses the basket. The side angle basket in that well by a matter of inches. If it's hit 5 feet to the left towards right field, right center, it's a home run. But 2 outstanding swings by the Cubs, one by Bryant, and now one by Rizzo to jumpstart this offense.
Ball game tied at 1. Everybody on their feet and roaring here at Wrigley. Here's Ben Zobrist. Ball game tied at 1. Nobody out, 4th inning. My goodness, is it loud here. Zobrist takes a curve down low. With that home run by Bryant, score big savings on the new Frigidaire Professional Collection at Grand Appliance and TV, the official appliance retail partner of Cubs Radio. A homer by Bryant, a double by Rizzo. 2 men who are going to be strong MVP candidates in a couple of weeks. The 1-0 to Zobrist. Inside ball 2-0.
Boy, now Bauer pitching around the plate to Zobrist. Bounced a breaking ball. That fastball, a cutter well inside to Zobrist.
Zobrist fly to right his first time. Bauer from the stretch delivers 2-0. And Zobrist takes down low, ball 3-0. Addison Russell on deck. Almost has the feel of him working around Zobrist here, Ron.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. He's thrown a breaking ball in the dirt, a cutter well off the plate in, and that last pitch, a changeup down.
Rizzo leads at second. Now the stretch for the 3-0 pitch from Bauer. Zobrist lines a base hit to right. Rizzo goes to third and holds on. The throw by Geyer to the cutoff man. First and third. Nobody out. A surprise swing by Zobrist on 3-0. But Ben was thinking, I might be able to get an extra base hit on this pitch.
Yeah, or drive one out of the ballpark. And if you're going to change your pattern when a team's struggling on offense and you go 3-0, this is the time to do it. You're down 3-1 in the World Series, a tie game with a runner in scoring position, and Zoe got a heater down the middle and hit a bullet to right.
3 consecutive Cubs hits in the inning. Still nobody out. No activity in the Indian bullpen, but I do see some guys walking around down the right field line. Nobody throwing just yet. Addison Russell at the plate. Lindor, the shortstop, wants to know if they want him to play back or in. And I think they're telling him to stay about halfway. Addison Russell at the plate. A remarkable atmosphere at Wrigley Field. Game tied at 1. Runners at first and third. The pitch. Russell takes a curveball for a strike. Right at the knees.
Mike Clevenger, right-hander, warming up for Cleveland. This isn't at bat, Pat. Addison's going to see a steady diet of hooks. They're trying to get him to roll over a ground ball and hit into a double play. If Addy can just try to drive the ball to right center field and stay on that breaking ball, he'd do some damage.
Now the 0-1, a bunt, and it's going to be foul. A safety squeeze bunt ordered by Joe Madden. Normally, it's a play that Joe uses with one away. He tried it here with nobody out.
Well, it just goes back to changing things up, right? If you need runs, you're willing to do a lot of different things just to get some runs across the board. Joe going with the safety squeeze with Addison. And really, I think he caught the entire Indians defense by surprise if Addison gets that bunt down.
The bunt fell foul by about 4 feet down the first base line. No balls and 2 strikes on Russell. And now the 0-2 pitch on the way. Curve is down low. With the double by Rizzo, by the way, we remind you to pick up Majestic's official Cubs Cool Base jersey at Chicago Locker Room by Lids, or go to lids.com. Cubs 1, Indians 1, 4th inning. Cubs threatening for a big inning now. First and third, nobody out. A run in the bank. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Addison Russell. And the pitch by Bauer. Russell hits a chopper slowly. Rizzo heads home. He will score. Throw to first. Not in time. Infield single. Addison Russell. Rizzo scores. Cubs lead 2-1. Still nobody out in the inning.
It's a breaking ball to Addison down and away. And he just tops this ball down towards third. Ramirez charges. But because he took a couple extra steps back with 2 strikes, he comes in to charge this ball. He's got no play. Anthony got a great break off third to throw to first base, not even close. And Addy with another base hit.
Well, the homer by Bryant has led to 4 consecutive hits now. Bauer was working on a 1-hit shutout entering the inning. Now he's just trying to survive this 4th inning. Uprising. The batter is Jason Hayward. Runners at first and second. Hayward swings at a high fastball, doesn't get it.
You just wonder, Pat, if what the pitch number was going to be where Bauer might be running out of gas on short rest. He going into this inning had to be somewhere around 45 pitches. Now with all the hits, he's at 58 pitches in a game. And the Cubs have started swinging the bats well.
These fans want a big inning. The 0-1. Very high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Russell with the RBI. Going back to last night now, 3 straight hits for Addison Russell. Zobrist leads at second, Russell at first. Cubs out hitting the Tribe 5-1. And now the 1-1 pitch from Bauer. And Hayward swings and fouls it back. He's thrown 3 high fastballs to Jason. Now it's 1-2 run.
Napoli was playing right in behind Addison Russell. Addison's going to have to watch for that back pick that we see the Cubs end up working so many times.
Brandon Hyde, the first base coach, will try his best to alert Addison.
The problem, though, Pat, is the noise, what you were talking about. Addison probably will not be able to hear Brandon Hyde, the first base coach.
Now the 1-2. Hayward fouls it back toward our booth and out of play. 4 straight high fastballs. Their game plan is rather obvious to Jason Hayward.
Yeah, down he at least can get the barrel of the bat going, and just dropping the head of the bat down, that's where he has his most power. Elevated, his swing gets a little long, and I'm sure that's what they're trying to do is go up and in the strike zone.
Cubs leading 2-1, trying to get back in the series. Trying to stay alive in the series is what they're doing. 2 men on, nobody out. 4 straight Cubs hits. Now the 1-2 from Bauer. Here it comes. Check swing on a low breaking ball. Strike 3. Chris Guccione, the third base umpire, made the call. So 4 high fastballs and then a curve in the dirt.
Yeah, a little change of eye level. This ball down. Hayward definitely swings. Yeah, that ball, he's in front of the plate. Yep, good call by Chris Guccione, third base umpire.
Now Javier Baez, let's see if his teammates getting some base hits will allow him to relax a little bit and make some contact. He's been chasing a lot of bad balls. Cubs leading 2-1. The stretch by Bauer. Runners lead at first and second. Baez will take a strike. Javier struck out the first time up, chased a bad ball. Final game at Wrigley Field for this 2016 season. Game 5 of the World Series. Cubs need to win to force Game 6 in Cleveland on Tuesday night. Baez bunts toward third. Good bunt. That's going to be a base hit. A bunt single by Baez. They're loaded. And now David Ross at the plate with the bags loaded. It was a surprise. Ramirez was playing deep and never even threw the ball anywhere.
Yeah, Ramirez and the entire infield of Cleveland expecting, Javi to try to drive in a run. He drag bunts, and he gets a breaking ball. Good pitch to bunt on. Makes a perfect bunt. And now the bases are loaded. Now you're looking for David to just make contact and try to hit a fly ball.
Mickey Callaway, the Indians pitching coach, to the mound. You've got the bags loaded. You've got one away. David Ross grounded out his first time. How is he approaching this at-bat, Ron?
Pat, they know what he's going to try to do. They're going to try to get him to roll over a ground ball. If you're Rossi, you really want something away from you, something you can stay to the middle of the diamond, maybe even right center, and elevate something. So David wants something up and out. The Indians are going to try to roll something soft and get him to roll over.
How likely is a bunt in this spot? Not very?
I would think probably not, but it is the World Series. You never know.
Cubs lead 2-1, bases loaded, one down. Bauer to Ross. David swings and fouls it back. Fastball. That was right down the middle. He got a pitch to hit and fouled it back.
Yeah, David tried to stay inside that ball. Was in her third, trying to drive it to right center field.
Infield back for the Indians. The corner infielders play about even with their bags. Ramirez at third, Napoli first. But Lindor, the shortstop, and Kipnis play back. Now the 0-1. Ross takes high, ball one.
The arms in the outfield for Cleveland. Santana, not much of an arm in left field. Davis, average in playing deep. Geyer, we saw him throw from right field. Maybe average to a little below.
Cubs have scored twice, 5 hits in the inning. One down, bases loaded, 2 runs in. Ross has a chance to give the Cubs a nice little cushion if he can come through right here. Zobrist leads at third, Russell at second, Baez at first. Bauer from the stretch. And the 1-1, and Ross swings and misses. 1-2. Ross becomes the key man in the inning because John Lester is on deck.
Yeah, once again, David, a little tardy on that fastball, and I know he's got that breaking ball in the back of his head. He knows he wants to try to drive this ball up in the air to right center. Now he's just got to protect the plate.
Cubs have scored twice, looking for more. Bases loaded, 1 down. Potential turning point of this ball game right here. It's a cool night. You would not expect a lot of runs to be scored. Wind blowing in. Temperature was 52 at game time and dropping. Ross slightly open stance. Sturdy right-handed batting catcher. Now the 1-2 from Bauer. Ross takes outside. It's 2-2.
Excellent take by David on that breaking ball down and away. And now this is a crucial pitch. 2-2 with the bases loaded. Rossi should get something to hit here.
Everybody in the park is standing. And now the 2-2. Ross fouls it away. A little tardy on a good fastball out toward the outside edge, but he did stay alive by making contact.
Yeah, that last fastball, 94 miles an hour from Bauer. Speed Gun today, as always, sponsored by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience sports.
Bryant homered to start the inning. Addison Russell's infield hit drove in the go-ahead run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cleveland right-hander Bauer is ready. And the 2-2. Fly ball left field. It is playable for Santana, but it's deep enough. Tagging is Zobrist. He comes in to score. David Ross with a sacrifice fly. Cubs lead 3-1.
Huge at-bat for David behind in the count. And comes back and gets a pitch he can handle. And elevates this ball. It's an inside heater running in. And he gets the head of the bat to it and hits it to deep left. Excellent at-bat. Huge at-bat for the Cubs.
Very professional at-bat.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Laying off that pitch to drive the count. The breaking ball, laying off it to drive the count to 2-2. Big play.
Cubs now lead 3-1. Here's John Lester. Lester called out on strikes his first time. Russell held at second and Baez at first, as Zobrist scored on the deep sacrifice fly to left by David Ross. And now the pitch on the way to Lester, and it's inside for a ball. Bauer in the inning flirting with around 30 pitches. It just feels like about 30. And now 71 for the game. One of those innings where almost every single guy doing his job offensively and coming through and helping the situation. The 1-0 to Lester, fouled away, had a good swing, Ron.
Yeah, but how about the comment that you've made all year long with this Cubs club, and last year for that matter, when the offense is scuffling a little bit, which it is doing right now, one big swing of the bat, a home run, jump starts this offense. I would say today is the perfect example of that. Leadoff home run by Bryant.
That's the one that got it going. And now Lester trying to keep the inning alive. He's the 8th man to face Trevor Bauer. Two outs, 2 on, 1 ball, 1 strike on John Lester. And now the pitch. Lester swings and fouls it back. The fans over behind the third base bag realize that the camera is going to catch them in the background of some shots. So they are waving almost like extras in a movie.
You think they're waving at Bauer maybe when he comes set because he's looking over there?
That's exactly what it is.
Like
You're
the
right.
old free throws maybe? Look at him, it's just as he comes set.
He's looking over and they're waving at him. You're right, Ron. Here's a pitch. Called strike 3. Lester is out on strikes. But the Cubs score 3 times, and they get a standing ovation. 3 runs, 5 hits, and they leave a pair. We go to the 5th inning. It's the Cubs 3 and the Indians 1. Len Casper will join Ron Coomer in a moment. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Cubs are in the World Series. We recap every game and preview the next. Mully and Hanley 5-9 on the Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
O'Reilly. When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend, Electricity. Hey, it's me, Electricity, so I'll keep this short. Get it? Never mind. Anyway, I just want to make sure you're not, still mad at me about that electrical fire in your kitchen. I mean, obviously you're not, but I'm just checking to make sure. It's no big deal if you are. It's not like you're asking me to pay for the damage. Right?
Electricity won't pay for an electrical fire. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
You think a 4-3 blitz is scary? How about a sick kid with a fever? This is Danny Cannell. Taking a child's temperature can be tough, but with an Exergen temporal scanner thermometer, it's so easy to use. My wife, myself, and the kids use it and score a touchdown every time. You can too, with Exergen as your front line against the flu blitz.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
You're listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network, live from the Mercedes-Benz studio. And Cubs fans, you'll get a free cookie with any sub or salad purchase from today through this championship run at Subway Restaurant. Limited time only. Participation varies while supplies last. Glenn Casper.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Well, the Cubs with a 3-run, 5-hit fourth inning now have their first lead of the night. 3-1 as John Lester will work here in the top half of the fifth. Santana, Ramirez, and Geyer due for Cleveland. John's given up only one hit. That was the Ramirez home run in the second. Santana, a switch batter, batting right-handed, and here we go. The first pitch is a strike call. Wind blowing in. Cold night here at Wrigley. The Cubs trying to get back to Cleveland for Game 6. Lester's 0-1 is off the outside corner, 1-1.
3 runs in an inning for a Cubs will warm up Wrigley Field a little bit, won't it?
No doubt.
What a big inning for the Cubs.
Lester with his slow wind-up, big leg kick in the 1-1. A swing and a miss, 1-2.
Johnny has really had a good breaking ball from the very first hitter of the game. He has broke out the slow breaking ball. And I really don't recall him doing that in any start all season.
That's a sign from David Ross. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a line shot out toward the alley in right center, and it'll get down. Santana around first, on his way to second. He'll go head first, and he's safe with a double. Carlos Santana with a leadoff 2-bagger. And the Indians have their second hit of the night, and here comes Ramirez, who homered his first time up.
Yeah, David Ross wanted to come inside and up and in against Santana, and this ball doesn't quite get in far enough. This guy's a pretty good hitter from both sides of the plate. He got on top of that high fastball and just shot it into the gap in right center.
Ramirez with his first career postseason home run back in the second inning. Another switch hitter. The Indians have 3 in their lineup tonight: Lindor, Santana, and Ramirez. Cornerman pulled in case of a bunt, and high for ball 1. Cubs 3, Indians 1. Great to see the Cubs offense give this Wrigley Field crowd a lot to cheer about. Hadn't done a whole lot the first 2 games here in this series. Outside for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, 5 hits and a sacrifice fly in that third inning, so that was definitely vintage Cubs offense of what we've seen all year. The offense and good swings getting contagious.
Lester behind in the count, 2-0. Quick look at the runner at second. Now the pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Outfield plays Ramirez pretty much straight away. Not too much shifting on the infield. Baez is shaded toward the middle at second. And they're back on the corners now. The 2-1 pitch, high and away, 3-1. Did you see the story Terry Francona told before the game today? He could not fall asleep in the Indians team hotel last night.
So in the wee hours of the morning, he said he ordered $44 worth of ice cream. 2 orders of chocolate, 2 orders of vanilla. Here's a 3-1 from Lester, and a bouncer left side. It'll be scooped by Russell, and the throw just in time. He bounced the throw. Rizzo dug it out. On the play, Santana advanced to third because the ball was softly hit. And that's the first out of the inning.
Boy, Addy comes in and fields this ball on a dead run. Has to try to break down his footwork and just get rid of this ball. He throws it from below his waist on the run. Throws a little sinker to Anthony, and he makes a great pick. That's the second unbelievable pick Anthony has made at first base today.
So a runner at third with 1 out now, Brandon Geyer. And it looks like Joe's telling Bryant to move back at third. Rizzo in at first, but the other 3 infielders are playing deep. Cubs lead by 2. The Indians have a runner 90 feet away with 1 out. And the first pitch is low and in. Tito added that to keep things healthy, he ordered berries to go with the ice cream and a diet soda. The 1-0 from Lester. Strike called. It's 1-1. He was asked, what did the room service people say when he called in the order? And the reply was, how many people?
Tito, one of the great personalities in our game. He was my manager in AA in Birmingham, Alabama. Just a great guy.
1-1 swing and a miss by Geyer. It's 1-2. Strikeout would be big here, Ron.
Well, it sure would. It was a great pitch. The 2-strike pitch up and in the strike zone to Geyer. That one really tied him up.
The catcher Perez is on deck. 1-2 on Geyer. Here it comes off the outside corner, not by a whole lot. 2-2.
David Ross held it there for just a second. No argument at all by John Lester. Johnny knew it and missed the corner by a couple inches.
Looks like Mike Clevenger, who was getting loose in the last half inning, is getting ready again with the pitcher spot coming up shortly. 2-2 to Geyer, outside again, and it's full 3-2. One other note about the Indians to keep in mind for later in the game. Outfielder Lonnie Chisenhall dealing with a stomach illness, and Ron, they sent him home a few hours before the game because they didn't want him to get his teammates sick.
Yeah.
So we're not sure if he's available off the bench later tonight. Maybe he ate the ice cream. 3-2 from Lester is fouled, and we'll try it again.
$44 of ice cream, berries, and a diet pop.
How does that sound at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Oof. Only Tito. It's just great. And then him telling everybody is even better about it.
I'm sure he had a big breakfast as well when he got up.
It's just great.
3-2 the count on Geyer. Big pitch coming. Here it is. Another foul. Good battle here.
Boy, another good pitch by Johnny in on the hands of Geyer. He's not been able to get the head of the bat out to the ball. He's trying, that is Geyer, the hitter, to hit this ball at Javi Baez and stay inside the ball. A ground ball to the right side scores a run. Cubs are playing the infield back with 1 out and a man at third.
Cubs 3, Indians 1, 5th inning. And now Ross will head out to the mound and talk things over with John Lester.
Yeah, you don't see too often where they're not together on what pitch they want to throw. Usually David goes out there if he feels like John needs just a little break, or if the action's getting a little intense, he might go out. But I believe this time is all about pitch selection, because as you said, they would love a punch out for the second out here in this inning.
Santana led off the inning with a double. He moved to third on the Ramirez groundout. Lester working from the stretch. Here's a 3-2 again and another foul. Emergency hack that time. Geyer swung very late.
Yeah, this is one of them battles. Geyer is not giving in and trying to hook the ball. And John Lester keeps pounding the ball inside. Just wonder if Johnny will go with a slow breaking ball if he goes with the backdoor cutter. One of those two pitches, he might get a punch out.
Another 3-2 on its way. Call, strike 3 on the outside corner. Geyer thought it was ball 4. A huge second out for John Lester.
What happens in that scenario is the hitter. You're getting pitched in, and you're just on that pitch. For a left-handed pitcher who starts that ball way out and away, you give up on that ball early. It cuts back to the outside corner. It looks like it's about 6 inches off the plate, and you track it to the glove, and it's on the corner. Great pitch.
Now Cubs pitching coach Chris Bosio will head out to the mound. Interestingly enough, Lester struck out the first 3 batters of the game, and that strikeout of Geyer is his first one since. I saw a graphic on the Fox broadcast. Lester's the first National League starting pitcher in the World Series to strike out the first 3 in a game since John Smoltz did it 20 years ago. So it's Roberto Perez, the catcher, and Coco Crisp is on deck in Trevor Bauer's spot. And if Bauer's spot does not come up, Ron, I still think it's likely he's coming out of the game, don't you?
Yeah. What did the Cubs have? 5 hits and a sac fly, 3 runs in that bottom of the 4th inning, and he's up to around 80-some pitches.
There we go. The pitch. Perez a bouncer to short. Moving to his left is Russell. Lots of time. Strong throw. Inning over. So Lester works around the leadoff double and keeps the Indians right where they are. Midway in the 5th here in Game 5. It's the Cubs 3 and the Indians 1. You are listening to the World Series on The Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must-listen coverage of the Cubs in the World Series. Boers and Bernstein afternoons 1 to 6 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Right now is a great time to buy a pre-owned vehicle during the Honda Certified Dream Deal Sales Event. Well-qualified buyers can receive 1.9% financing on select Honda Certified Pre-Owned vehicles, the best certified pre-owned value in America. Search for local inventory at HondaCertified.com. Honda, start something special.
Based on 2015 Vincentric Best CPO Value in America Awards analysis, applicable to 2011 to 2015 Honda model years. See dealer for financing details.
At Wendy's,
This just in. Wendy's new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is now an option with the 4 for $4. Let's go live to Switzerland. You can hear the ceremonial Swiss Alpine horns welcoming the new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now an officer from the Swiss Army is using his knife to cut into a ceremonial block of cheese. There you have it, the deliciously different Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now available for a limited time with 4 nuggets, fries, and a Coke for just $4. Stay neutral, Switzerland.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time, meal includes small fries and a drink. Not valid in Alaska, Hawaii, or Switzerland.
Have you experienced this when buying a used car?
How many miles to the gallon does it get?
About 9 miles.
Is that good?
Sure. I wouldn't walk 9 miles. Don't buy a used car without a Die Hard 360 vehicle assessment. You may know a little about cars, but Sears Auto Center knows a lot. For $49.99, you get an unbiased, professional 120-point inspection in a neutral meeting place and a full Carfax report. See stores or SearsAuto.com for details. Get the power of Die Hard at Sears Auto Centers.
You're listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs radio network. And here once again, Len Casper.
Mark, thank you. It's 3-1. The Cubs will try to tack on here, and it's time for Straight Talk, presented by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost. Well, one of the storylines going into this game tonight, Ron, was to have a lead. As Pat mentioned, you get into these middle innings. We might see Andrew Miller tonight, but hopefully it's while he's trailing.
Yeah, while he's trailing. And you know, we said before the game, Lenny, Terry Francona's going to manage this game to win at any cost if he's got the lead or the game is tied. I don't believe he's going to burn bullpen guys, in particular Miller and Allen, if he's chasing the lead. So the key, as you said, for the Cubs to even add on here, and that will keep Miller and Allen on that bench down there in the bullpen.
25-year-old right-hander Mike Clevenger is on to work against Dexter Fowler, and the first pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable networks. The pitch to Fowler's hit in the air into left, but it'll be playable and caught by Santana for the first out. Here comes Bryant.
This pitching change for Cleveland is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit them at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. And by Sloan, the proud water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, providing smart water solutions for your business. Visit Sloan.com today. Lenny.
Bryant led off the last Cubs inning with a game-tying homer, and he takes ball one outside on a slider. His second homer of the playoffs, and that sparked the Cubs' 3-run rally. Clevenger from the stretch. Actually, it's not from the stretch. And a strike called. He kind of starts like Jake Arrieta does, Ron, with that foot planted in front of the rubber, and then does take a little bit of a windup.
Yeah, a little back step with that left foot, and then leg comes up.
The 1-1 on the way is outside, and it's 2-1. Indians have 3 infielders between second and third against Bryant. Clevenger, a native of Jacksonville, Florida. This is his rookie season. 17 appearances in the regular year. 10 were starts. Missed again, 3-1.
Well, this is where if you're Chris right now, after going deep in your last at-bat, you sit dead red and don't miss the heater if it's a strike.
Here's the 3-1. Ball 4. Clevenger walked 29 men in 53 innings in the regular season, so this should be a good matchup for the Cubs offense, a very patient group tonight.
Yeah, as we know, Cubs offense does a very good job against the fastball and fastball pitchers. Clevenger, a guy who likes to rear back and throw fastball, tight slider.
Anthony Rizzo steps in. 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Cleveland now shifting to the other side of the infield. Only Ramirez, the third baseman, is between second and third. Napoli holds on Bryant, and the pitch to Rizzo, and a fly ball, shallow center. Davis went back. Now he comes in and under it, and he's got it for the second out.
That one fool you, Lenny? I thought Rizzo, he put a good swing on it. I thought he might have clicked it, but he hit it right off the end of the bat and fooled Davis in center. He broke back 2 good steps and then had to really bust it in to get to that ball.
I think regardless of the conditions, Ron, when a power hitter like Rizzo hits a fly ball, most outfielders are thinking back, not in, right?
No, agreed, yeah. Davis definitely 2 big steps going back towards the ivy.
Zobrist with Bryant at first and 2 outs. Cubs lead 3-1 in the 5th. Big leg kick in the pitch and ball 1.
2 outs. Zobrist at the plate. Bryant with good speed. Wouldn't surprise me with the Cubs up 3-1 if Bryant were to take off. Just because of what you said, Lenny, the big leg kick by Clevenger, he's slow to the plate.
Bryant dancing on first, not running, and the pitch is in the dirt. Dug out by Perez. 2 balls, no strikes. Zobrist has 7 hits in this World Series. He is 7 out of 18. He was a big part of the Royals' World Series winning team last season. Now at the belt, Clevenger with a long pause. Bryant takes off, pitches high, throw to second, gets into center, and Bryant will advance to third. It'll be a steal and a throwing error on the catcher Perez, who had a shot at Bryant, but Ron, his throw sailed to the second base side.
Yeah, Chris takes off, and the way he was looking back, I was wondering if it was a hit and run possibly. Perez gets this ball, Zoe takes it. And as you said, Lenny, this ball really does run. No chance to catch this ball at second base. It goes into center. And Bryant cruises into third.
Meantime, 3-0 on Zobrist with Russell on deck. And remember, that base hit for Zoe was on a 3-0 pitch his last time up. Here it comes. And this time he takes a fastball strike, 3-1.
You don't think Clevenger was watching that in the bullpen? 3-0 changeup from a guy coming out of the pen, throwing 95 miles an hour.
3 balls and a strike. Bryant at third, 2 gone. Cubs batting in the 5th, leading by 2. The pitch is a called strike 2. Back-to-back changeups to get the count to the limit. Clevenger doesn't have to give in here. What do you think?
No, I agree. He's got a right-handed hitter, Russell, on deck.
Payoff pitch to Zobrist is low for ball 4.
Great call, Lenny. It's exactly what Clevenger is doing, even though he got behind and he made 2 good pitches with changeups. But he was not going to give Zobrist something he could bang. And he ends up bouncing that last pitch for ball 4.
Addison Russell, 2 for 2 with a run-scoring infield hit in the 4th. Napoli will hold on. Zobrist at first. Clevenger's first pitch, line to right, but it's going to hold up. Geyer will put the clamps on out number 3. Russell hit it hard with 4 and out. Cubs do not score. 2 walks, a steal, and an error, but they leave 2 after 5. In Game 5, it's the Cubs 3 and the Indians 1. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must-listen World Series coverage right here, Spiegel and Golf, weekdays 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score. WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
It's a great time of year to get out and play ball. Whether you join a baseball or softball league, meet up with friends for a pickup game at the local park, or just head out to the backyard and toss the ball around in a game of catch. However you play ball is up to you. So get outside, get some fresh air, and play ball. To learn more and be a part of something great, go to playball.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of you creating your own destiny. While others are waiting in line for brunch, you're spending Saturday in the garage. Because you went to AdvanceAutoParts.com, ordered a platinum battery with a 3-year replacement warranty, and picked it up in-store just 30 minutes later. Now, installing a battery isn't an all-day job, but what the brunch crowd doesn't know won't hurt it. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back on the road. Visit AdvanceAutoParts.com to learn more.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blender. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
When a belt drive blows out at 3 a.m, who's got your back? Grainger's got your back. When you need safety products to help prevent job site injuries, Grainger's got your back. When you need to keep a business running, or a facility, or a school, or a factory, Grainger's got your back. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, Grainger's got your back. I love Grainger. You know why? Because Grainger's got my back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to The Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. The sixth inning is sponsored by Agera Energy. Energy to power your world. Visit goagera.com for a hassle-free quote.
Lester starts the sixth inning. Cubs on top 3-1. The Indians got the first run. A home run by Jose Ramirez back in the second. The Cubs got all three of theirs in the fourth. Chris Bryant with a solo home run. Addison Russell drove in a run with an infield single, and David Ross delivered a sacrifice fly. Pinch hitting for Cleveland now, Coco Crisp. He is a switch hitter. He drove in the only run Friday night in the 1-0 Cleveland victory. 1 ball and no strikes. Lester's pitch. Crisp will take a strike. Well, I'm looking at a note regarding John Lester. He's got a lot of postseason experience. This is the 6th time he has started 2 games within one postseason series. Here's the 1-1. Crisp fouls it away. And in the previous 5 games in which he faces a team for the second time, he's done very well. 3-1 with a 1.85 ERA. We just saw him do it in the NLCS when he won Game 5 against the Dodgers. That was his second start against L.A. in that series. He did it twice in 2013 for the Red Sox. The pitch to Crisp fouled away. He beat the Tigers in ALCS Game 5, and then the World Series, he beat the Cardinals in Game 5. So that tells you that he makes the proper adjustments to be able to face a good team for the second time within a week.
Yeah, and really, I would say that in general terms, I would think the advantage would be to the hitter.
Breaking ball fouled away by Crisp.
When you see a guy the second time within a week or so, you would think that you've seen all this stuff. You've seen how they've tried to attack you. So for Johnny to do that, that is pretty incredible to me, especially in playoff baseball.
Cubs trying to get back in the series and stay alive and force Game 6. Game 6 will be Tuesday night at Progressive Field. Here's the 1-2 to Crisp. Outside, 2-2.
Brian Shaw warming up for Cleveland in the bullpen.
Jake Arrieta will start Game 6 for the Cubs. Josh Tomlin will be on the mound for the Indians. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball left side, gloved by Bryant, moving to his left, plants the feet, throws him out, 1 down.
Another good pitch by Johnny inside. Little cutter down and in. Chris just rolls over the top of it. Bryant made the easy routine play.
5 times in the first 6 innings, Lester has retired the leadoff batter. Here's Rajay Davis. Davis nothing for 2. Lester has allowed only 2 hits, both extra base knocks. Ramirez hit the homer in the second. Santana had a double in the 5th. A bunt attempt, and it's a strike. I believe it was called a strike by Tony Randazzo, the home plate umpire. Here's the windup and the 0-1. Davis takes down low, but since Lester Ron has walked no one, and the only hits he's given up have been extra base knocks, at no time has there been a guy at first base against Lester in the game after so much discussion about what they might do and steal bases and bunt and whatever.
Yeah, and to me, it's one of those things.
The 1-1 line to left, a base hit. Now they have a man at first. A one-out single by Davis. Cubs lead 3-1, sixth inning, and the batter, Jason Kipnis.
Yeah, we're just talking about it, and what happens? Davis dumps a ball into left field, so we will see the expanded leadoff from Davis, I would anticipate, and possibly an early takeoff from first from Davis. Sometimes you spend so much energy on what you're going to do when a situation happens that it just never happens, and it's just a lot of wasted time. We will see what happens here with Davis at first base.
He's got a big lead. That's an oversized lead he's got right now. That's a Steelers lead. He's bluffing and not going. And the first pitch high to Kipnis.
It's just so funny to me. See a guy take a lead twice as big as the normal lead, and he's so uncomfortable being out that far, he can't get a good jump from first.
It just doesn't feel like the right place to be. Now the 1-0, the runner goes. The pitch is a strike, stolen base. Ross dropped the ball, transferring it from mitt to bare hand. Davis with a head-first slide. Again, he was a very frisky 35-year-old during the season. Since then, he has turned 36. But he had 43 stolen bases this year.
Davis, the fourth oldest player to lead his league in stolen bases, as you said, Pat, 43.
Kipnis fouls it away, 1-2. Kipnis has struck out and been out trying to bunt. Davis tying his shoelace down at second base. The Cub lead is 3-1 in the sixth inning. This is the longest start by any Cub since Game 2 when Jake Arrieta took a no-hitter into the sixth inning. Davis a good lead at second. Lester fires to Kipnis. Just inside. Didn't miss by much. Lester wanted that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Take a look.
Cut fastball inside. Might have just missed the inside corner, very close. That pitch could have gone either way. I do say, though, Tony Randazzo has had a pretty good zone throughout this ball game tonight.
Ross recognizing that Lester is upset. This might be just a little cool down period.
Yeah.
Get rid of the anger and start focusing on exactly what pitch you want to throw now on 2-2 to a dangerous hitter, Kipnis. We saw him homer against the left-hander Travis Wood just last night.
Yeah, and you've done good work against him so far. Punched him out in the first inning, and then that was that pop-up in front of the Cleveland dugout, the old 2-3 pop-up. Actually, that was the ground ball, the little dribbler in front of the plate. I take that back. Yeah, Ross grabbed in front of the plate, so Kipnis, his best bolt so far today has gone about 3 inches into fair territory.
Big lead at second by Davis. The 2-2, strike 3 call. Kipnis caught looking, and Kipnis thought that pitch was down low. Out number 2. Lester with a big strikeout, and it brings up Francisco Lindor.
Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo didn't give Johnny the pitch inside, thought it might have just bent around the corner. This time, though, Johnny hits the outside corner. Randazzo raises the right arm, strike 3 call.
It looked to be a very good call and a good pitch. 2 down, here is Lindor. Lester now bluffing the runner back to second. Lindor batting right-handed. He has struck out and flied to left. Wind blowing in, not a real strong breeze. Temperature probably about 47 or 48. Davis dancing around at second. Lester concentrating on the hitter and now bluffs the runner back to second base.
Javi Baez holding the runner Davis on at second, trying to do his best to keep him close.
Lindor batting right-handed in this spot. The pitch. Fastball is down low. The great Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam is here tonight. He'll sing the 7th inning stretch. Not only a great singer, he is a tremendous Cubs fan. Spends a lot of time with Theo Epstein in Theo's private box. And now the 1-0. Lindor swings and misses. Good curveball. 1-1.
Well, I like that last pitch that Lester threw down and in. See if he goes back to it again to get Lindor.
The 1-1. Fly ball to right, slicing foul, out of play. 1-2. Now what are you thinking here, Ron?
I think that slider down and in. With Lindor at the plate and Baez playing up the middle, there's a big hole on the right side. Lindor does a good job when you pitch him away of shooting the ball the other way. I like the slider or cutter down and in.
Lester at 87 pitches. The big lefty fires. Line toward left center on the run. Fowler dives. He traps the ball. It's a base hit and a run will score. Lindor holds with a single. And the Indians are within one. Valiant try by Fowler. He trapped the ball with a backhanded diving effort toward left center. Fortunate that ball didn't get past him, actually.
Yeah, it's a great effort by Dexter in center field. And, boy, I'm surprised Lindor didn't, with 2 outs, try to just take second base. I think he got a little caught up with watching the ball, whether or not Fowler was going to catch it. And now Lindor at first base with a huge lead at first. He'll probably be running.
Napoli at the plate. The lead now is 3-2 Cubs. Lester's pitch to Napoli, and a curve is in for a strike.
That pitch to Lindor, Pat, one of the few pitches of the ball game that Johnny has missed his spot. He elevated that ball high, and Lindor dumped it into left center.
The strong right-handed batting Napoli waits for the 0-1. Now some activity will commence in the Cub bullpen down the left field line. Right-hander Carl Edwards Jr. throwing. Cubs 3, Indians 2, 6th inning, 2 down. The runner goes, the pitch outside, the throw by Ross, and the tag. He's out. He's out. Great throw, David Ross. Lindor caught stealing. The inning comes to an end. A fine tag by Baez. Cleveland gets a run on 2 hits. They leave none. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs 3, Indians 2. You're listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
The Cubs are in the World Series, and we recap every game and preview the next. It's Mully and Alley, mornings 5 to 9 on the Score.
What if there was only one store in Chicago that sold apples? Those would be some pretty expensive apples, right? Well, it's the same thing with energy providers. You want competition and the competitive pricing that comes with it. Since deregulation, energy providers have competed to give you better pricing and better service. Agera Energy, an expert in the energy industry, is dedicated to helping homeowners and businesses of all sizes find the most reliable and affordable plans for their electricity and natural gas needs. Agera Energy local representatives will work with you to help you understand your energy choices and ensure you're receiving the best plan for your home or business. See what Agera Energy can do for you. Visit goagera.com right now to sign up today. That's goagera.com. The Chicago area's choice for electricity and natural gas supply. Agera Energy. Energy to power your world. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Please visit Agera Energy's website at goagera.com for additional information. Electric license 150330 and natural gas license 150342.
We owe so much to our heroes in uniform, but when they come home, what awaits them? We union plumbers, fitters, welders, and service technicians offer training and a career. Our VIP program, Veterans in Piping, provides opportunity for a future of rewarding work. End users and contractors, please partner with us in putting these dedicated, highly trained veterans back to work. Everyone wins. Learn more at UA.org.
Hey, baseball fans, Pat Hughes here. Business success, it's all about location. You want a place that's close to interstates and highways, Midway Airport, and the largest rail center in the world. You want to be in the Village of Bedford Park. The business-friendly Village of Bedford Park has a vast water supply, a fast and easy permitting process, and is easily accessible for fire and police. All that's missing is you. For a list of available properties, call Marilyn at 708-496-0346 or visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
You're listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. Pat.
Mark, the new Indians pitcher, Brian Shaw, a right-hander. This pitching change brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit them at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Sloan, the proud water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, providing smart water solutions for your business. Visit Sloan.com today. With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley Field, we thank you for joining us. Cubs leading 3-2, trying to stay alive in the World Series. Jason Hayward leads off the 6th inning. Pitch by Shaw, taken for a strike. The Cubs got their runs in a cluster of hits in the 4th inning when they had 5 of their 6 hits for the game. Chris Bryant with a home run. Anthony Rizzo doubled. Hayward takes inside after Zobrist singled. Addison Russell beat out an infield single to drive in Rizzo. After Baez had a base hit later, David Ross delivered a sacrifice fly. The Indians' runs driven in by Ramirez with a homer and Lindor with a single. The 1-1 to Hayward is upstairs, but the RBIs are a reminder to make sure all of your business goals get across home plate. Make the Village of Bedford Park a winning home for your business. The 2-1. Swing and a miss by Jason. Hayward struck out twice, both of those against the starter, Trevor Bauer. Lester due to bat 4th in the inning as Hayward takes strike 3 called at the knees. Jason strikes out for the 3rd time in the game, and the batter Javier Baez. But since Lester might come up if anybody gets on, Ron, Joe Madden has right-hander Carl Edwards Jr. throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, hard-throwing right-hander, the young guy Carl Edwards. He's had some good appearances this playoff series. See if Javi can stay on this cutter now. Shaw throws a good hard cutter away. See if Javi can use the whole field, maybe shoot one to right center.
There's the fastball. I think that was the cutter right there on the outside corner. This guy's a hard thrower, too. That was 95 with movement. The Indians with a strong bullpen. The 0-1. Line foul. There was a shot the other way by Javier, but he pushed it foul. 0-2.
I just think that's a positive for Javi, just to shoot the ball the other way. That means you're letting the ball get to you before you're committing to your swing.
No game tomorrow. Cubs hoping there will be a Game 6 on Tuesday night in Ohio. The 0-2. Baez takes outside. 1-2.
One more trip to Cleveland this year. One more flight. That won't bother you, will it?
No, I would look forward to going to the airport, Ron, tomorrow. We had some Cub fans over in Cleveland last week, and undoubtedly, somehow, some way, they would get their hands on tickets. as Baez chases a curve in the dirt. Strike 3. That's out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brian Shaw and the batter David Ross. Or will David come back to the dugout? He will. Pinch hitter looks like Miguel Montero.
Yeah, so to me what this tells you is Edwards is going to come into the game. Montero will catch. And Joe Madden playing the percentage to see if he can strike twice as Montero with the big grand slam earlier in the playoffs. See if he can do some damage here in this 6th inning.
Each team with a home run tonight. They both went to left. Bryant's went to left center. Jose Ramirez homering to straightaway left. Now Montero, left-handed batter, facing Brian Shaw. Cubs 3, Indians 2, 6th inning, 2 down, nobody on. Montero swings late, fouls it back.
On the on-deck circle for the Cubs now, Kyle Schwarber.
The veteran Montero, left-handed batter, looking out at Shaw. Shaw not wearing the long sleeves on this very chilly night. He's swinging a foul at the plate on a sharp, low inside cut fastball. It's now 0-2. Final game at Wrigley for the year.
It just has a weird song to it, doesn't it?
Kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, it really is.
Such a tremendous place to work, Ron.
What a season.
It's not over yet.
Might not be the last time we're here. If we win the last game of the season, there might be a return visit. You never know.
It's 0-2 on Montero. He swings and misses, and Shaw strikes out the side. Cubs clinging to a slim lead. 3-2 Cubs over the Indians. We go to the 7th inning. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Must-listen coverage of the Cubs in the World Series. Smalley and Hanley, mornings 5 to 9 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Danny Cannell. I like to think of our family as a winning team, especially when one of us becomes ill. While I'm in the studio analyzing and somebody gets sick, I feel comfort knowing that our family can cover like an all-American defense with an Exergen temporal scanner thermometer. Remember, every winning team needs a winning product.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
You're listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network live from the Mercedes-Benz studio.
Mike Napoli, remember, was at the plate when Lindor was cut down trying to steal. Great throw by Ross to Baez. Good tag by Javi. Score that one 2-4. So Napoli will lead off against the new Cubs right-handed pitcher Carl Edwards Jr. Carl, a rookie, and he'll face the middle of the order: Napoli, Santana, and Ramirez, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
We were talking about it in between innings, about Lindor getting cut down at second base with Napoli at the plate. You know, it's one of those situations where we were talking, you talk about it and you scout and you try to figure out what your game plan is going to be against someone like John Lester, who's not going to throw over. So it worked out the first time where Davis gets the base hit, steals second, they get a single, score a run, but then Napoli with a man on first base, your cleanup guy at the plate, and Lindor gets gunned down by Rossi at second.
Now, Ron, you hit in the middle of the order. If you're standing up there and it's a one-run ball game and you're the go-ahead run at the plate and you see your teammate try to steal and he gets cut down, what are you thinking?
I'm not happy. The bottom line is that's why you're hitting in the middle of the lineup. In a ballpark like Wrigley Field, where if you pull a ball or hit one the other way and hit it with a little thunder, it's going to go out of the yard.
Ronnie, this Cubs pitching change sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. As Carl Edwards Jr. goes to work on Mike Napoli, first pitch outside. Visit Geico at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by GhostBed, supernatural sleep comfort delivered right to your door. Visit ghostbed.com. Napoli, a swing and a miss, and he was thinking long ball with that swing.
Yeah, Edwards threw a good fastball right past him. Now catching in the ball game is Contreras. Came in for Ross after Montero hit for Rossi.
Fly ball to left, hard hit on the run. Zobrist can't get it. Base hit, backhanded on one hop by Zobrist. Napoli has to hold with a single. Good play by Zobrist in left field. That pitch was about a shoulder-high fastball that Napoli somehow got on top of and lined one down the left field line, and Zobrist with a good play to hold him to a single.
Yeah, Napoli handles the ball up very well because he doesn't get much movement going towards the pitcher with his body or his head. And I mean, his hands get moving in a hurry. Pretty good swing by the veteran hitter Napoli.
With the Cubs facing elimination, Joe Madden in the 7th inning with no outs has left-hander Aroldis Chapman now throwing in the bullpen. Chris Bosio to the mound, and it's rather clear that this trip to the mound is to buy some time for Chapman to get loose on this chilly Sunday night.
Yeah, the one thing Joe Madden talked about is he would, go with whoever he needed to win this ball game. Off day tomorrow, but he likes to give Chapman as clean an inning as possible if he can. So with a man on, you get another base hit, that would, not be a very clean inning, and Chappie'd have to come in with a lot of traffic.
Meanwhile, Santana, a switch hitter, will turn around and bat left-handed for the first time tonight, with Napoli at first as the tying run, and it looks like Napoli will run for himself. If this was the 8th inning or the 9th, he might leave for a pinch runner, but 7th inning, it's Napoli. Santana waits. Edwards fires inside, ball one. One ball and no strikes on Santana. And the pitch on the way by Edwards. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for a called strike. The attendance tonight, I believe I heard 41,711.
What was your guess there, partner?
41,711. Almost sounds like I have inside information, doesn't it?
A little suspicious here at the old ballpark.
Here comes the 1-1. Santana takes down low. Let me explain, if I could, please, Your Honor.
Good luck with this.
The attendance for Game 1 here at Wrigley, which was Friday night, was 41,703. Last night it was 41,707, which was a difference of 4 plus 4. So I added 4 tonight from my guess.
Okay.
And that's how I came to that
What happened
number
to the 42,000 numbers we had at some of the games earlier?
It's flat. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Taking a big swing and a miss is Santana, and the count now 2-2.
Kind of like my guess, flat. How was Mark's guess?
Mark's guess was tossed out.
Oh,
Not
my
cool.
bad. Sorry.
Not cool.
But he'll have a chance in Game 6.
Yeah.
We hope over at Progressive Field in the Nuveen attendance game. Edwards can use a strikeout right now. Tying run at first. 7th inning. And the 2-2 to Santana. Swinging a foul back. He just did make contact. Chapman is ready if Joe Madden needs him.
It would not surprise me at all if Santana is out or gets on, it would go right to Chapman.
Edwards tall and slender with a great right arm. And the rookie right-hander fires. And it gets away from the catcher, Contreras, and down to second goes Napoli. It's ruled a wild pitch. Almost looked to me like Contreras got crossed up, Ron.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I see if Contreras goes to the mound, and he doesn't. Well, maybe he is. They wanted this ball inside, and it looked like Contreras was expecting this to be a slider down and in. And it was a two-seam fastball that took off away. Yeah, Contreras really never even got his glove turned to try to catch that ball.
They did change it to pass ball, guys.
It is a pass ball. Thanks, Mark. Now the tying run at second. Nobody out. Seventh inning. And a 3-2 count on Santana. Edwards fires. Fly ball, left field, playable for Zobrist. Backpedaling, making the catch. Out number one. That's as good as a strikeout. One away.
This ball hit a little better than Zoe thought, as he came in a couple steps and had to retreat. And just as we thought, Joe Madden wanting to give Chapman as clean an inning as possible, he's going to the pen.
Chapman with one away in the seventh inning. I believe this is his earliest entrance into a Cubs game this season. And this pitching change is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit them at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Ghost Beds, supernatural sleep comfort delivered right to your door. Visit ghostbed.com. Cubs 3, Indians 2, seventh inning. We'll be back in a flash. You are listening to the World Series on The Score, presented by AutoZone.
This is Chris Bryant. Listen to every Cubs playoff game on Sports Radio 670 The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Turn down that radio!
Ignoring hearing loss can lead to arguments, misunderstandings, loss of connection, even depression and dementia. If you're ready to address your hearing loss and live life to the fullest, the MD Hearing Aid Air is an FDA-registered hearing aid that will save you thousands of dollars compared to traditional hearing aids. With prices starting under $350, the doctor-designed Air is lightweight and nearly invisible. With the Air, you'll understand every word, with no annoying whistling or background noise. And the 3 sound settings put you in control. You select the best setting for your surroundings. Call 1-800-263-5075. Best of all, you can try it 100% risk-free in your own home for 45 days. Call right now and you'll also get free shipping and a year's worth of free batteries, a $50 value. Call MD Hearing Aid at 1-800-263-5075. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's 1-800-263-5075.
Rollers Chapman, seventh inning, one down, tying run in scoring position. Jose Ramirez will be the first man to face him, and then Brandon Guyer. Ramirez a switch hitter, Ron, so he'll bat right-handed as he has all night long against Lester. Napoli has walked off the field. I don't know if he is going to return to second base or if possibly Terry Francona in this spot now with one away and a man in scoring position might opt for a pinch runner.
Yeah, here comes Napoli back on the field. I am kind of surprised that he doesn't go to a pinch runner, but you know, Napoli runs a little bit better than what you would anticipate for a big guy. And that bat in the lineup, that's one of those things Francona probably doesn't want to miss out on in such a close ball game if this game were to be tied.
Ready for the resumption of play. Ramirez homered and grounded out against Lester. It's John Lester's game to win, but a long way to go in this one. One away, top of the seventh. Cubs leading by a run. Chapman, the tall left-hander, fires to Ramirez, who pulls it foul down the left field line, out of play. Cubs 3, Indians 2.
might be the first time all season since Chapman has been a Cub that I've seen him throw a first pitch slider coming into the game.
Ramirez not a big man. He does have some power, though, as he showed earlier. He drove in 76 runs for the Indians. There's a fastball inside. 100 miles per hour. Bryant about 10 feet off the line, playing deep at third. Zobrist shades Ramirez over toward the alley. He's 100 feet off the left field line. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He chased an outside fastball. It's 1-2. What are you thinking here, Ron?
Boy, the way Ramirez swung at that last heater, he was way late on the heater. I'd go back to the fastball, but I'd go inside with this heater, down and in, see if he can get the punch out.
Contreras sets the target. The tying run at second, one away. And now the 1-2. There was a pitch inside, Ron, just as you were ordering, and it just missed. It's 2-2.
As hard as Chapman throws, it's just so difficult to get the head of the bat out to the baseball with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Would not surprise me if he stays right there again.
Virtually everyone standing at Wrigley Field. A wonderful crowd for the final home game of the season. Chapman taking a little extra time. Chapman 6'5", long-legged, powerful left-handed pitcher. The lead by Napoli. The pitch to Ramirez. Swing and a miss, strike three. He chased the fastball. He was a little bit high and a little bit away, and it's out number 2.
Elevated heater over 100 miles an hour. If you swing at a pitch above the zone against Chapman, no chance of hitting it. Good pitch by Chapman for the second out.
The great Eddie Veteran is in our booth, and he's going to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game in a moment or two. The stretch is going to be sponsored by Goodyear, tires chosen by experts for superior performance. Goodyear, more driven, and by your locally owned Citgo Fueling Good. Brandon Guyer, the batter, takes inside. May have gotten hit. He did. He got grazed in the left leg with the pitch. So now 2 men are on with 2 down. And Roberto Perez, the Indians catcher, due up. That was a fastball that grazed him in the left thigh, I believe. And clearly it did hit the leg ever so slightly as it went directly to the mid of Contreras, but it's a hit by pitch. And now 2 men are on, so the tying run at second, potential go-ahead run at first, and Perez is up there. I think Cody Allen, the Indians closer, is throwing in their bullpen. Cubs 3, Indians 2, 2 down, 7th inning, runners at first and second. The burly right-handed batting catcher Perez fouls off the first pitch. Nothing fancy. It was a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Perez has popped out and grounded out tonight. Chapman looks calm on the mound. He's taking his time, a little bit too much in the opinion of Perez, who backs away after calling time. Cubs leading by a run. They have led ever since a 3-run rally in the 4th inning. Now Chapman, not entirely comfortable, calls for Contreras to come out to the mound to discuss exactly what they want to do in this spot. You do have a veteran running at second. That's Mike Napoli. And Chapman, also a veteran, realizes that Napoli might be trying to steal signs and relay some information to the batter. Sometimes in a spot like this, it's better just to verbally communicate instead of flashing signs. Napoli at second, Geyer at first. Seventh inning, Cubs clinging to a one-run lead, and now Perez calls time. Chapman works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. He glances back at Napoli, and he brings it. It's low and inside. Great save by Contreras. Wow. That was almost a wild pitch. It was low and inside. It was 102 miles an hour, and it skidded in the dirt. That's an excellent play by Contreras. Those don't show up on a box score, but he might have saved a run with that play. 2 outs, 2 on. Cubs 3, Indians 2. A nail-biter at Wrigley. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The fans, who have been loud all night long, get even louder. You can hear this noise halfway to Cleveland. One ball and 2 strikes on Perez. And the big left-hander fires. Ground ball to second base. Baez has it, throws to first. The inning is over. Chapman gets out of it. Indians don't score. They had a man at second with nobody out and do not get a run. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. We gave you the sponsors already. And here is the one and only Eddie Vedder.
Gentlemen, please welcome the legendary Eddie Vedder.
Hey, Chicago. Look at this. Look at you. Wrigleyville is full. It's October 30th, and there's baseball at Wrigley Field for the first time in history. I know we want to thank Theo and Tom and Joe and the team for bringing the World Series to Wrigley Field 2016. And there's one guy in particular I want to sing my ass for, and he's number 3. He's behind the plate. He may retire, but he'll never quit. Mr. David Ross, I'd like to belt this one out for you. It's his last game at Wrigley. Let's sing it for him. Let's sing it with Harry. Come on, Harry. All 1, all 2, all 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out and happy. We love you, Rossi. Let's take this show to Cleveland.
Must-listen coverage of the Cubs in the World Series. Boers and Bernstein, afternoons 1 to 6 on 670 The Score.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility when you replace your worn wiper blades with Bosch Icon or Trico Force wiper blades during O'Reilly Auto Parts See Better, Drive Safer sale. Plus, get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. Get premium blades with Bosch or Trico wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Wendy's,
This just in. Wendy's new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is now an option with the 4 for $4. Let's go live to Switzerland. You can hear the ceremonial Swiss Alpine horns welcoming the new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now an officer from the Swiss Army is using his knife to cut into a ceremonial block of cheese. There you have it, the deliciously different Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now available for a limited time with 4 nuggets, fries, and a Coke for just $4. Stay neutral, Switzerland.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time, meal includes small fries and a drink. Not valid in Alaska, Hawaii, or Switzerland.
These days, you gotta have a side hustle. And I'm not talking about a 9 to 5. I'm talking about driving with Uber. It's the ultimate side hustle. You want to earn extra money? Drive with Uber. Have a few spare hours here and there? Drive with Uber. You like the idea of being your own boss? Drive with Uber. You make a great boss. You're probably driving right now. You should be earning. If you want your car to start making you money, then visit uber.com/drive now and get your side hustle on today. That's uber.com/drive now.
Wilson Contreras batting for the first time, leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs 3, Indians 2. Boy, what a great save Contreras made on one of those pitches from Chapman in the top of the inning, Ron.
Pat, 102-mile-an-hour pitch bounced in front of the plate, and Contreras with maybe the best glove save you'll ever see.
Shaw still pitching for the Tribe. He fires outside. Shaw struck out the side in the 6th inning. Cubs got their runs in the 4th inning, all 3 of them. Bryant homered. Russell drove in a run with an infield single, and David Ross had a sacrifice fly. Contreras takes outside. They would love to get some insurance, especially considering that Chapman is already in the game in the 7th inning. I say that because there's no guarantee he'll be able to go all the way through the 9th. He might very well be able to. Here's the 2-2. Bounce to short. Gloving it is Lindor. He'll throw to first in time. And that's out number 1.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see with Chapman is him coming into the game just to keep the Cubs where they're at. And he's going to pitch in this game as long as his pitch count stays somewhat under control. And as long as he is getting the job done, he is going to pitch.
Speaking of pitching changes, it looks like Terry Francona is going to create a double switch as he stops by to inform Tony Randazzo of his intentions. It's going to be a brand new battery, a new catcher and pitcher coming in for the Indians. And this pitching change is sponsored by Sloan, the proud water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, providing smart water solutions for your business. Visit Sloan.com today. Cubs 3, Indians 2. We'll be right back. 7th inning. 1 down, nobody on. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
This is Anthony Rizzo. Listen to every Cubs playoff game on Sports Radio at 670 The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Hi, I'm Joan London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-471-4351. That's 1-800-471-4351.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-471-4351. That's 1-800-471-4351.
Call today.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
You know you're getting deep into a World Series run when both teams' closers are in the game in the 7th inning.
Yeah, it is one of those things where both managers want to win this ball game at all costs, right? Obviously, Joe Madden knowing Cubs' backs against the wall, but Terry Francona in a close ball game. What I believe is going to happen, the strategy, Pat, is Allen, a closer, is coming in, and if the lead goes to the Indians, Miller will end up being the closer. They will flip-flop roles in this Game 5.
Cubs 3, Indians 2, 1 away, nobody on. Dexter Fowler he got hit by the pitch. Fowler took that ball low and inside. I think it nailed him in the foot, and he's in pain right now.
Yeah, might have hit him in that back foot is what it looks like to me. He's going to shake it off and walk down to first base.
It's his left foot. He's in pain. He's hobbling. We're watching it again. Let's see exactly where it got him. Right on top of the foot near the toes.
Yeah, slider down and in. That's going to leave a mark for a while. But back to what we were saying, Miller threw 27 pitches yesterday and has thrown 2 days in a row. So that's going to, create a little change in the roles for Allen and Miller.
This pitching change also brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit them at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Fowler limping noticeably, and trainer Ed Halber on the double out to see if Dexter is healthy enough and fit enough to stay in the game. You know he wants to.
Yeah, where it looked like it hit him, it either hit him in the big toe or right in the joint right below your big toe. And it hit him obviously in a bony area. And Dex is still really hurting.
And the chilly weather would not help on an injury like that. He was 52 at game time. It feels like it's about 45, 46 right now. Wind blowing in. It's late October in Chicago is what it is. Chris Bryant will bat. Fowler's going to stay in the game. Bryant with a big home run in the 4th inning, and that started the 3-run rally. He also had a walk in the 5th, stole 2nd, and reached 3rd, but was stranded. Cubs 3, Indians 2, 1 away. Fowler still wincing as he takes his lead at first. Cody Allen, the Indians' right-hander, set and fires. Bryant swings and misses. I've read stories, Ron, I know you have too, about guys getting hit by a pitch similar to Fowler, and they act like they can barely walk. And they take 5 minutes to, get the pain out of there. And then on the first pitch, they fly to second with a stolen base.
I was watching Dex in the first pitch just to make sure.
Here's the pitch to Bryant, fouled away. He got a pitch to hit.
Boy, ever since the home run Chris hit in this ballgame, he's had some much better looks and better swings. Just a line drive bullet into the seats and right over the 368 marker in left center.
Cubs out hitting the Indians 6-5. Cubs leading the Indians 3-2. 7th inning, 1 away. Fowler hands on knees at first. The 0-2 by Allen. Fowler running. Bryant takes high. The throw to second base. A one-hop throw. Not in time. Stolen base, Dexter Fowler.
Dex with a very good jump, Pat. How about that? They're just talking about it. And Dex takes off for second and steals second base. Relatively easy. Allen fairly slow to the plate. Really wasn't paying much attention to Fowler. And he gets the bag.
Instead of play acting, I think Dexter just ran through the pain that time. I really do. He's still hurting at second base. But he gets the steal. Bryant now with a count of 1-2. That could be a very big run at second base. And the fans pulling for Bryant to drive in a run. The 1-2 from Cody Allen. And Bryant takes strike 3 called. A breaking ball got him. It brings up Rizzo. You got Zobrist on deck. Let's see if they pitch to Anthony or pitch around him. What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, I'm going to guess Anthony's not going to get much to hit in this at-bat. Still looking at the replay of the curveball that Bryant got called out on strikes. Tony Randazzo calling strike 3 and a high curveball above the zone. If there was one pitch that Randazzo would probably like to have back on a call, it'd be that last one to Bryant. That one well above the zone.
The new Indians catcher is Jan Gomes. Put him in the 9th spot. Cody Allen will bat in the 8th position. That means Gomes will lead off the 8th. Rizzo will get the intentional walk, and here comes ball 4 purposefully outside. Well, when they would walk a guy intentionally before you, how did that make you feel?
No. Could you hit an 8-run homer? But right here for Zobrist, he just wants to hit a line drive. Get a little outfield grass on the baseball. That's all you're looking for. If he gets a base hit through the infield, Fowler will score easily with 2 outs.
Zobrist 1 for 2 with a walk in this game. Ben leads the Cubs with 7 hits in the World Series. There are 2 outs with 2 on. Cubs 3, Cleveland 2. Cubs trying to stay alive for another game. Another 2 games. Allen plants the right foot. The bearded Ben Zobrist waiting. Batting left-handed. And the pitch. Ben takes a breaking ball down low, ball 1. Santana still in left, Davis in center, Geyer in right. And they play straight away. The 1-0 on the way. Taken inside, a cut fastball. It's 2-0. 2-0. Ben hit a 3-0 pitch for a single back in the 4th inning. What is he thinking here, Ron?
I think if he gets a heater that he likes, he's going to be swinging. Cubs have needed offense this entire series except for game 2 where they won 5-1. They'd love to get a couple insurance runs, Zoe, and a great hitter's count.
The 2-0, ball 3 up and in. Ben lifting the arms to avoid being hit in the right elbow. Well, considering he had a 3-0 single in the 4th, is there any doubt he has the green light here?
I would think he would be swinging. If he gets a good pitch to hit, it would have to be a fastball.
The 3-0, he was swinging and he came up empty. A little sinking fastball that hit the outside edge. It was a good pitch. And now it's 3-1 on Zobrist. Cleveland trying to win the World Series for the first time since 1948. But the Cubs lead this game 3-2, the 3-1 pitch. Fly ball, pop fly, shallow left center, backpedaling and calling is Lindor, and the shortstop makes the catch. And the Cubs threaten. They leave 2 on, however. We go to the 8th inning. It remains Cubs 3, Cleveland 2. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
It's must-listen Cubs conversation all about the World Series. Molly and Haley, mornings 5 to 9 on 670 The Score. WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
You hear the word free get thrown around a lot, but then you hear minimum purchase required or for a limited time only. But free everyday checking from Navy Federal Credit Union is actually free. You get access to thousands of free ATMs, free online bill pay, and free mobile deposits with no monthly fees or minimum balance requirements. So get an everyday checking account from Navy Federal, the free checking account that's really free. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information. Open to everyone in the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Right now is a great time to buy a pre-owned vehicle during the Honda Certified Dream Deal sales event. Well-qualified buyers can receive 1.9% financing on select Honda Certified pre-owned vehicles, the best certified pre-owned value in America. Search for local inventory at hondacertified.com. Honda, start something special.
Based on 2015 VinCentric Best CPO Value in America Awards analysis applicable to 2011 and 2015 Honda model years. See dealer for financing details.
Have you experienced this when buying a used car?
How many miles to the gallon does it get?
About 9 miles.
Is that good?
Sure. I wouldn't walk 9 miles. Don't buy a used car without a Die Hard 360 vehicle assessment. You may know a little about cars, but Sears Auto Center knows a lot. For $49.99, you get an unbiased, professional 120-point inspection in a neutral meeting place and a full Carfax report. See stores or SearsAuto.com for details. Get the power of Die Hard at Sears Auto Centers.
AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. And right now, get a 5-quart jug of Castrol conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $23.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 166 Chicagoland locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. What's up, America?
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details in store.
You are listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network.
It's a cliffhanger as we go to the 8th inning. Cubs 3, Indians 2. Aroldis Chapman got the final 2 outs in the 7th inning. And he will work to the number 9 batter, the new catcher, Yan Gomes, to bat for the first time. And then back to the top of the lineup, Rajai Davis and Jason Kipnis.
Well, Chapman's got his work cut out for him. He gets a couple outs in the last inning. See if he can get a nice, clean 8th inning.
Gomes, a right-handed batter, swings away and fouls it away. Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Since 1948, Benny's has helped Chicagoland celebrate the best times of their lives. The lefty fires again, fouled away again, 0-2. Ron, it would seem that on cooler nights, and this certainly applies tonight at Wrigley, the wind is blowing in, it's probably 46, 48 degrees in that neighborhood. It would seem it's even more difficult to hit a guy who throws as hard as Chapman. Strike 3 called, out number 1. Gomes caught looking at an 88-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah, that ball, it's so tough to stay on a slider from Chapman after he throws a couple at 101 or 102. And it is. It's just that much more difficult. You're just not as free and easy and loose as you are if it's 80 degrees as opposed to 45. And then if you get beat by a pitch at all, your fingers just go numb from the buzzing of the bat if he beats you inside.
Rajai Davis, right-handed batter, takes inside. Davis 1 for 3. You really want to get him because he might be thinking about stealing if he gets on. Kipnis on deck. The 1-0. Davis takes a little bit high, ball 2.
Yeah, it looks like Davis is taking all the way against Chapman here in this at bat. He's going to make Chapman throw him 3 strikes.
It's John Lester's game to win. The 2-0 by Chapman. A little bit outside, ball 3, 3-0. Indians single runs in the 2nd and 6th. RBIs by Ramirez and Lindor. Cubs got all 3 of their tallies in the 4th. The 3-0, and there's a strike. Bryant now backs up, plays deeper at 3rd. Don't expect a bunt on a 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Strike 2 calls. Everybody is standing. One down, 8th inning. Cubs lead 3-2. The pitch. Ground ball down the first baseline. Diving stop by Rizzo. Chapman forgot to cover the bag. It's an infield single. Rizzo made a magnificent diving backhand stop. That ball was ticketed for the sidewall down the right field line. It would have been a double. Rizzo with a great stop, but Chapman never left the mound. And it's an infield single.
Yeah, Rizzo, an excellent play. Gets to this ball, and he ends up in foul territory. And Chappie just stays on the mound way too long, and no chance to get it out at first base. And now you got to believe Davis will probably try to take second base. And I would assume probably in the first couple of pitches to try to give his hitters a good chance with a full at-bat to try to drive in a run.
Rizzo with almost a superhuman effort. I wonder if Anthony is a little bit shaken up after that diving backhand stop. That big body of his hit the deck. Somehow he made the stop. He then got up to one knee ready to throw, but nobody covering the bag. A single for Davis. He already has a steal tonight. He had 43 to lead the league during the regular season, and he's got a good lead. The left-handed batting Jason Kipnis at the plate. Kipnis nothing for 3. Each team with 6 hits. The stretch by Chapman and a throw to first to chase the runner back in. Cubs trying to win a World Series game at Wrigley for the first time since October of 1945. Another throw to first, not in time. October 8th, 1945 to be exact. Former third baseman Stan Hack had a run-scoring double to win an extra inning game against the Detroit Tigers. 8-7 the final.
Chapman really deliberate in between pitches. Now wants a new ball.
He's obviously well aware of the base-stealing tendencies of Davis. But you got to be careful because you're in the middle of the order and you want to devote most of your attention to the guy at the plate.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. Kipnis, Lindor, and then Napoli, all three have the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Chapman is always very deliberate in the games that he closes. You're never going to speed him up.
Cubs 3, Indians 2, 8th inning, 1 away and a man at first. Now the big left-hander fires to Kipnis. Outside, ball 1. The outfield plays Kipnis to hit the other way. They don't think he's going to be able to pull those 100-mile-per-hour pitches. Fowler shades another step toward left center. Zobrist only about 40 feet off the left field line. I wonder if Rizzo also, when he went to the mound, said, Aroldis, forget about the fact you forgot to cover first. That play is done. Don't be chewing on that. It was a mistake. It's over. You got to get the hitter.
Yeah, let's just go after the guy at the plate, no doubt. It's a mental mistake, but that's okay. You get the next 2 guys out, it doesn't matter.
Big lead by Davis. Chapman is set up near the Adams apple. The runner goes. The pitch outside, throw to second, not nearly in time. Kipnis bluffed a bunt. The pitch was outside. Ball 2 and a stolen base for Davis. He had a gigantic jump.
Yeah, no chance for Contreras. He has a huge lead, and he goes on first movement from Chapman, so he gets a huge jump at first. And now the Indians, with 1 out, have a runner in scoring position with probably their fastest guy in their club.
Well, we were talking the other day about closers and the fact that in the 9th inning, their entire focus is getting the hitters out and getting the save, but they don't hold runners as closely as you might think they would. Kipnis waiting for the 2-0.
Yeah, most closers are taught that when you come into the game, the bottom line is you get the hitter out. If they run and you get 3 guys out before he gets steal a few bases, so be it. But their sole focus is at home plate.
8th inning. Here's a bluff pickoff throw. Contreras now calls time. Kipnis with a count of 2-0. Was watching Kipnis' front shoulder in the at-bats against Lester. He does not bail out. This left-handed batter hangs right in there, and I'm sure he'll do the same thing to Chapman, as difficult as that might be.
Yeah, when a guy's throwing 100-plus miles an hour for left on left, this is going to be a little tougher to hang in there. I do like the defense of the Cubs playing around towards left center field. Dexter way around towards left center.
Tying run at second. The pitch to Kipnis. Swing and a miss. He chased a ball low and outside. That was a cut fastball with a lot of late downward movement on it.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how left-handed hitters really never pick up the release point of Chapman. That pitch was well off the plate, away and down. Kipnis swung, missed that pitch by a lot.
Cubs 3-run, Indians 2. 1 down, 8th inning. Kipnis now calls time. Davis with great speed, the potential tying run at second base. Chapman glances back at the runner, a second glance. And now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Same pitch. Cutter low and away. He got him to chase. He's actually chased 2 pitches out of the strike zone. It should be noted that was 100 miles an hour, though.
Yeah, it's for Kipnis, you almost have to commit so early. Well, you do. You just have to commit so early to swinging that those pitches are a foot off the plate away, and he's still swinging.
Davis, hands on knees, leads at second. Chapman with that high set, time called now. Contreras almost acted like he noticed the runner at second, Davis, made some kind of a move to possibly tip off the pitch to Kipnis. That was my impression. Yours?
Yeah, well, he called timeout very late. Chapman was already starting to look to get into his movement going home. And then Contreras called time.
1 down, 8th inning, ball game on the line. Cubs lead 3-2. The 2-2 pitch by Chapman. Just outside. He got Kipnis to chase the previous 2. He stayed outside and just missed the edge.
Got his ball just off the corner away. 102 miles an hour.
Francisco Lindor is on deck. And the 3-2. Fly ball, shallow left. Out goes Russell. In comes Zobrist. Ben calling. Makes the catch. 2 down. Zobrist crossed over into foul territory. The wind had more of an effect on that ball than on any ball all night long. It was blowing it toward the foul line.
Yeah, the other thing that comes into play is the bullpen mound. As Zobrist steps on the mound, juggles this ball. This is kind of the old snow cone as this ball gets right up into the top of his glove. But he ends up holding on. Cubs get that second out.
Chris Bosio to the mound. Francisco Lindor due up. Lindor a switch batter. The slugger Napoli now will be on deck. What do you suppose is transpiring in this conversation?
I got to believe this is one of them situations where you say, okay, you've got a base open. Lindor likes to do this. We know with the fastball, and if you pitch away to Lindor, he'll shoot the ball the other way. I know there's got to be a spot that Bosio would like to pitch Lindor, especially with Chapman, but you don't want to give in because you do have the base open, and you got a chance to go at Napoli, the next hitter.
Cubs 3, Cleveland 2, 8th inning, 2 down. Fans vocally rising to the occasion again. The runner goes. The pitch to Lindor inside. Ball one. Stolen base, Davis. He had a running start. Bryant never covered third. Contreras never threw the ball. So now the tying run 90 feet away. Davis with his third stolen base of the game.
Of all cases, this is significant just because of how hard Chapman throws. Contreras has to be a wall behind the plate.
Lindor takes outside on the corner for a strike. Contreras lunging for that pitch almost created the illusion that the ball was outside, but it was a good pitch. I credit Tony Randazzo with making a very good call. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lindor, batting right-handed. The pitch by Chapman. Down low, saved by Contreras. You've got a guy at the plate that's had more hits than any man on either team in the World Series. 8 base hits for Lindor, including an RBI single his last time up. Tying run 90 feet away. 8th inning. 2 down. 2-1 on Lindor. The pitch by Chapman. Strike 2 called. Lindor not aggressive, which is unlike him in this series so far, Ron.
Yeah, he was wondering if he was going to get strikes thrown to him from Chapman. Chapman is thrown a backdoor breaking ball right on the corner, and that last pitch, perfect fastball at the knees.
Chapman making his 30th pitch. And here it comes. Strike 3 called. Lindor caught looking. He never took the bat off his shoulder. The inning comes to an end. Cleveland does not score. They leave the tying run 90 feet away. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 3, Indians 2. You are listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
It's Must Listen Cubs Conversation, all about the World Series. Molly and Haley, mornings 5 to 9 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
Every 4 years, this has really turned into a very special event. The best baseball players in the world.
I've never experienced anything like this.
Compete for country.
Being able to round the bases with the USA across my chest is a career highlight.
Pride.
It really means a lot for our country.
And glory. Come be a part of the 2017 World Baseball Classic. March 6th through the 22nd. For information and tickets, visit worldbaseballclassic.com.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blimp. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
You think a 4-3 blitz is scary. How about a sick kid with a fever? This is Danny Cannell. Taking a child's temperature can be tough, but with an Exergen temporal scanner thermometer, it's so easy to use. My wife, myself, and the kids use it to score a touchdown every time. You can too, with Exergen as your front line against the flu blitz.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
You are listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network. And Ron.
Thanks, Mark. And Ron, it is about time for the naming by you of the Toast of the Game ball player by Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is, of course, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Who do you like?
Well, we get a couple candidates. Obviously, the big home run by Bryant was a big swing of the bat. Tied the ball game. Chris been on base a couple times, once in a walk. Stolen base. And what about Johnny Lester? He came up huge in this game. How about co-MVPs?
I like it.
Lester and Bryant.
Addison Russell leads off the Cubs' 8th inning, takes a strike from Cody Allen. Russell with a pair of singles drove in a run with an infield single in the 4th. Chris Bryant had a homer in that same inning, and David Ross had a sacrifice fly. David quite possibly, in fact almost certainly, playing his final game ever at Wrigley Field tonight. And right now it's his sacrifice fly that's the difference in this game. And his battery mate, John Lester, the pitcher of record, on the positive side. Allen's pitch to Russell fouled away. Ron, going back to the Lindor at-bat to end the top of this inning, as aggressive as he has been in this series, if you would have told me he's going to strike out and he's never going to take the bat off his shoulder, I would not have believed that for a minute.
No, me neither. When a hitter is hot, usually their swing first. Lindor just taking every pitch from Chapman.
Russell swings and misses. Strike 3, a curve in the dirt. Out number 1, Cubs leading 3-2, and the batter Jason Hayward. Looking, if we dare, to the 9th inning. Mike Napoli will lead it off. Carlos Santana, and then Jose Ramirez. Nobody throwing in the Cub bullpen. It's going to be Aroldis Chapman on the mound. Hayward has struck out 3 times in this game. Twice looking. He takes inside for a ball. Hayward did make a terrific catch on a foul drive earlier in the game. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball is in for a strike. It was a ball hit by Trevor Bauer back in the 3rd inning. Hayward kind of climbed the sidewall, then reached back behind him and made an off-balance, very difficult catch. The 1-1, a curve, missing somewhere, ball 2, 2-1.
I don't know, in all my years of coming to Wrigley Field, have I seen a guy climb the brick wall on the side to make a catch? Have you?
No, and then he decided, wait, maybe I don't have to climb, but I do have to reach back behind myself. The 2-1, taken high for a ball. Put it this way, it's a play the players don't practice a whole lot.
Yeah. 3-1, Hayward has gotten fastballs inside most of the game. Probably 80-90% of the pitches have been heaters in. See if he tries to get the head of the bat out to this one and hook this fastball from Allen.
Cubs 3, Indians 2, 8th inning. Swinging a drive to right, foul. He did exactly as you said, Ron. He looked for something to hammer, but he pulled it foul by about 90 feet. 3-2.
If I were Jason, I'd do the same thing. Look for that fastball inside and go to hooking it.
Allen did not work last night. He had the save on Friday night in Game 3. That was the game where he struck out Baez, leaving men at 2nd and 3rd in a 1-0 finish. The 3-2. Hayward cracks it foul on the ground pass first.
He's getting the head of the bat out to that pitch inside. That ball was hit sharply only on the ground.
Jake Arrieta will go in Game 6. Josh Tomlin will be the Indians' hurler in Game 6. The windup in the 3-2 to Hayward. Jason cracks a line drive past the diving Kipnis. Base hit right center. Hayward a big turn. He'll hold on as Davis fires it back in. A 1-out single for Jason Hayward. Cubs lead 3-2, and the batter Javier Baez.
I like the aggressiveness of Hayward in that at bat. He was ready for fastballs. He got them. He hooked a couple foul and then got the one away. Hit a bullet right back through the middle. So that's a very positive at-bat for Jason Hayward. And now, Pat, with one out Baez at the plate, you could probably look for Hayward to try to steal second base.
Jason taking his lead. He's held by Napoli. Baez 1 for 3. Had a bunt single back in the 4th inning. Cody Allen. A long set. There goes Hayward. The pitch swung on a miss. Throw to second base. It is not in time. Dropped by Kipnis. Stolen base. Hayward. Good prediction, Ron.
Hayward has gotten some good jumps in this series at first base. He gets a good jump here. Head first dive into the bag. Kipnis with the low throw tried to pick it out of the dirt and tag. Hayward just couldn't catch the baseball cleanly. And it'll be a stolen base for Jason.
Time called. The pitching coach, Mickey Callaway, out to the mound. Aroldis Chapman is in the on-deck circle. Now you got first base open.
There's a negotiation going on in front of Joe Madden with Chapman standing there with a bat in his hand. Davey Martinez just shaking his head. Like, what are you talking about? I wonder when the last time Chapman's had an AB.
We have not seen him bat yet.
No.
No balls and a strike on Baez. Cubs 3, Indians 2. The right-hander Cody Allen ready for the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Baez will take a breaking ball strike. 0-2.
Javi with a lot of body movement in his swing. That last one, breaking ball, started out right at him and broke over the inner third of the plate. Just having a hard time with all that movement, picking up the baseball, especially the break of the curveball.
Here comes the strike 2 pitch by the Indians right-hander. Baez chops it foul. Left-hander Andrew Miller now throwing in the Indians bullpen. It still is amazing to think that both Andrew Miller and Aroldis Chapman were part of the same Yankee bullpen for the first 4 months of this season.
If you have any kind of rotation and guys that stay healthy, it's about as good as it would get, isn't it?
Amazing. No balls and 2 strikes. The lead by Hayward and the 0-2. Baez lays off a high fastball. He is the key man in the inning with Chapman on deck. 1 down. Now the stretch in the 1-2 from Allen. And Baez takes outside. Good to see Javi taking some pitches that were close, Ron. He has been swinging at virtually everything here in the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, that last pitch, a fastball away from Allen, and Javi didn't really make a pass at it at all. And it was only a couple inches off the plate away.
Hayward a conservative lead at second. And the 2-2 from Allen. And Baez swings and misses. Strike 3. Chased another breaking ball low and outside. 2 down.
Yeah, Allen has a good slider. And that one well off the plate away. See him once again. Javi goes to the big leg kick. And when he goes to that, you just have a lot of movement with your head. He misses this pitch by quite a bit.
Chapman bats as he pitches, left-handed.
It's his 3rd career plate appearance. Not much history there, partner.
Averages about 1 plate appearance every other year. Let's see if he can get a piece. He takes high and outside, ball 1. Would a sensible game plan here be to take a strike?
Yeah, that was a moral victory. He just took a first pitch for a ball.
Hayward at second. Cubs have not scored since the fourth inning. They still lead 3-2. Chapman will look at a strike, and it's 1-1.
Now he's ready. Guys in the Cubs dugout kind of chuckling. All the guys in the front row all have gloves on.
For late swings?
Maybe a little tardy.
A backward glance by Allen toward Hayward, the pitch. Chapman takes a curve down low. 2 balls and a strike.
I just really can't believe, as hard as Allen throws, Chapman's had 3 at-bats in years. Why would you waste throwing a breaking ball?
Might be doing him a favor.
Absolutely. He's slowing the game down. He may have a chance to hit that pitch.
Hayward running to third. The pitch, a strike. Throw to third base, and safe there is Hayward. Jason realized that Allen was not paying a lot of attention to him. And Jason, with a head-first slide, steals third as he gets his second steal in the inning. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chapman. Home plate umpire Randazzo talking to Chapman. What might this be about, Ron?
No, what he's doing is he's standing in front of Chapman to stop him from being in the box, but he's looking at Francona, who is wondering about the call at third base, but Hayward was safe, so we'll continue on.
Cubs 3, Indians 2, bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs and a man at third. And the 2-2 to Chapman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 in the inning comes to an end. The Cubs do not score. It's time to fasten those seatbelts. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 3, Indians 2. You're listening to the World Series on the Score, presented by AutoZone.
Hey, Chicago, it's Cubs manager Joe Madden. There is one radio station in Chicago to listen to every Cubs playoff game, 670 The Score.
In 1948, Binny's Beverage Depot opened its first store down the street from Wrigley Field. For almost 70 years, Binny's mission has remained the same, helping you celebrate the best times of your life. Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. So let's toast the Cubs in a thrilling 2016 season.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Mark Grody. Have you heard about the Ghost Bed mattress made right here in Chicago? Well, I just got one, and talk about a home run. I paid thousands for mattresses before, and none were as comfortable or affordable as Ghost Bed. You get a 101 night sleep trial, love it or your money back, and it's shipped right to your front door. And during the baseball playoffs, Cubs fans get 2 free Ghost pillows with a qualifying purchase. That's a $170 value. Just go to ghostbed.com and use code CubsRadio.
The holidays are almost here, which means more time with family and friends enjoying more of your favorite entertainment. And the Xfinity Ready for the Holiday sale is the perfect time to get Xfinity X1, plus internet speeds up to 75 megabits per second, all for a great low price, just $89.99 a month for 12 months. You'll get the X1 voice remote, which lets you find all of your favorite holiday movies and shows faster and easier. Just say into your remote, show me holiday movies, or even quotes like, keep the change, you filthy animal, and your holiday favorites appear instantly right on the screen. You'll even get access to our special collection of over 500 holiday movies. Plus, with the fastest in-home Wi-Fi, all of your house guests can be online at the same time. Now until November 29th, new customers can get a great limited time holiday offer. You'll get X1 plus internet speeds up to 75 megabits per second, all for a great low price. Just $89.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask her to upgrade to get a $400 prepaid card. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees including voice, tech, broadcast, TV, and RSN fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
For over 90 years, one name means more to car buyers in Chicagoland. Grossinger. 10 locations, 15 brands, over 5,000 vehicles, all backed by the best buying experience in Chicagoland. Visit Grossinger.com now. That's Grossinger.com.
You're listening to the World Series on the Score and the Xfinity Cubs Radio Network, live from the Mercedes-Benz studio. And this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs clinging to a 1-run lead. Mark, thank you. Tonight's broadcast is presented by AutoZone. When you get the right part or helpful advice you need, it helps you get in your zone. So stop into AutoZone the next time you or your car need a little something and let them help you get in the zone. AutoZone. And by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda now at your Honda dealer. Mike Napoli leads off the 9th inning. First pitch by Chapman, just a little bit high, ball 1. Santana on deck, and then Ramirez. Cubs have 7 hits, the Indians have 6, and the Cub lead is a precarious 3-2. The 1-0. There's a strike.
Good fastball by Chapman, outside or outer third maybe, but 98 miles an hour.
This save opportunity sponsored by ComEd. See how the ComEd smart meter can help you save money. Visit ComEd.com/smart meter. Swing and a miss by Napoli. It's 1-2. Do you stay with the hard stuff here, Ron?
You know what? I would try a slider. Might try something down and in. I wouldn't throw it for a strike. See if he can get Napoli to chase something out of the zone down.
Here comes the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Gloving at Russell. Throws to Rizzo. Out number 1. Napoli just a little bit out in front of that pitch. 1 away in the 9th inning, and the batter is Carlos Santana.
Well, Chapman did throw a slider. They wanted it down and in. Kind of casted it out a little bit. But Napoli, way out in front, just rolls over the top for the first out.
Santana has one of the Indians' 6 hits. He's a dangerous man with 34 home runs. He's batting right-handed. Of his 34, 4 came right-handed, 30 came left-handed. Chapman fires. Fouled away. It's 0-1.
To that swing by Santana, any doubt what he's trying to do?
Launch. Chapman, remember, got the final out in the 7th inning. So he's trying to get an unusual 7-out save. You don't see many of those these days. And considering it's Game 5 of the World Series, it will be one of the most significant saves of his entire career. 1 down, 9th inning. Cubs lead 3-2. The 0-1 to Santana. Fastball is high, 1-1. Fans have been tremendous tonight, as they always are, but feels like they've just ratcheted up the enthusiasm just a notch for a special occasion.
From the very first inning, from John Lester striking out the side in the first, they have been, as loud as I've ever heard at Wrigley Field.
And it might get even louder. Chapman taking his time, always looks composed and relaxed on the mound. You pointed out earlier, Ron, he's not in any particular hurry to do his job. The set for the 1-1 from Chapman. Here it comes. Breaking ball low and in. 2-1 on Santana.
Yeah, Chappie he has somewhat of a routine after every pitch. Goes back, clears the spikes. Occasionally touches the rosin bag a little bit with his tips of his fingers.
And the 2-1 on the way. Check swing. Did he go? No swing, says first base umpire Joe West. So now it's 3-1. Miller stays loose in the Indians bullpen. Chilly night at Wrigley. Probably about 46 right now, and the wind blowing in just a tad. The tall, strong left-hander sets and fires. Fly ball to right, shallow, racing in Hayward near the right field line. He's got it. 2 down.
Boy, is that a huge out. Santana, who handles the ball down and in well. Chapman just elevates this ball up and out over the plate. And really, Santana had already flown open trying to catch up with the inside heater. Just pops it up.
Indians down to their last chance. Chapman has made 39 pitches. 2 down, nobody on. Jose Ramirez at the plate. Swings and taps it foul. Chapman actually got the last 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Yeah, this will be his long outing if he gets this 3rd out that he's had in the big leagues.
0-1 on Ramirez. He homered earlier. He's a dangerous batter. The strike 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 101 miles an hour.
Think Chappie's fired up?
Indians down to their last strike. Chapman brings it. Swing and a miss. And there will be a game 6. The Cubs win by a score of 3-2. Chapman strikes out Ramirez. A thunderous roar at Wrigley Field. Cubs winning a World Series game at Wrigley for the first time since October 8, 1945. Over 71 years. And there will be a trip to Cleveland. Len Casper is on the field. He will be grabbing somebody for a brief conversation here momentarily. The Cubs offense came to life, Ron, in the 4th inning. They put 3 runs on the board. At the time, you didn't know if it was going to be enough. It turned out Cubs pitching was dominant. And Len Casper is on the field with a special guest.
Okay, Pat, thank you. I'm with Jason Hayward. Had a hit late, and what a catch on the ledge. Have you made a catch quite like that, kind of climbing a wall?
No, that one was a little different. You know, the ball had a weird spin. I mean, literally cutting back to my right there, and off the bat it was going in the stands. So just try to get to the wall early, and I can try and adjust, and that was just a lucky spot, I guess.
This is an elimination game, but were you still surprised to see Chapman come in for 8 outs?
No, I'm not surprised about anything. Like you said, it's an elimination game. We got 3 game 7s in a row. We took care of 1. We got 2 more to try and get.
And you guys have won 3 in a row a bunch of times. It's manageable, right?
100% manageable. We still got games to play, so we can still win them. So that's what we're going to try and do. Take it 1 at a time, 1 pitch at a time, have fun. Don't take it for granted.
Enjoy the off day. We'll see you in Cleveland on Tuesday.
Sounds good. See you there.
That's Jason Hayward, Pat. I'll be down here. I might grab Addison Russell, but I'm going to send it back to you.
Sounds good, Len. A deafening roar still filtering all around the ballpark. These fans realize that it's the last home game of the season, and it finishes on a very positive note here, Ron, with a win in Game 5 of the World Series.
Well, you just talk about the ultimate in effort, knowing your back's against the wall. John Lester with a great outing. The offense, as you said, Pat, came alive in the 4th, scoring 3 runs. And then how about Chapman just finishing things up coming into the 7th? Incredible effort by Chapman. I think Lenny has somebody on the field.
I've got Addison Russell, guys. He knocked in one of the Cubs' 3 runs. That was the inning you guys have been waiting for this week, right?
Absolutely. We just need a little spark, then the flames will come. So one guy hits, we all hit. Today we came to the clubhouse smiling, high energy, and it worked out for us. It's a great bunch of guys right here.
Thought it was a really nice defensive game for this team as well. How about the Ross Rizzo catch?
Absolutely. Nice assist by Ross. Rizzo put a glove on it as well with the catch. Sweet play.
All right, so Game 6 coming up in Cleveland on Tuesday. I know you guys feel confident, just one at a time, right?
Absolutely. We got to take it one at a time, pitch by pitch. We get back to the fundamentals of baseball, I think that we'll be okay.
Addison, nice job tonight. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's Addison Russell. We're headed back to Cleveland. I'll see you guys on the plane tomorrow.
Thanks to Len Casper. Thanks to Addison and Jason for their time. Cubs win it by a score of 3-2. We'll be back with the totals in a moment. There will be a Game 6 on Tuesday night at 7:08 Central Time. The final tonight, the Chicago Cubs 3, the Cleveland Indians 2. Back with the totals. You are listening to the World Series on The Score, presented by AutoZone.
The most Cubs World Series talk anywhere. Spiegel and Golf, weekdays 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score.
Wells Fargo is making changes to make things right. First, all customers who have been impacted will be fully refunded. Second, we'll proactively send you a confirmation for any new checking, savings, or credit card account you open. Third, we've eliminated product sales goals for our retail bankers to ensure your interests are put first. We're taking action. We're renewing our commitment to you. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo Bank and A, member FDIC.
At Wendy's,
This just in. Wendy's new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is now an option with the 4 for $4. Let's go live to Switzerland. You can hear the ceremonial Swiss Alpine horns welcoming the new Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, an officer from the Swiss Army is using his knife to cut into a ceremonial block of cheese. There you have it, the deliciously different Swiss Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Now available for a limited time with 4 nuggets, fries, and a Coke for just $4. Stay neutral, Switzerland.
at participating Wendy's for a limited time. Meal includes small fries and a drink. Not valid in Alaska, Hawaii, or Switzerland.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you're probably driving right now. Sitting comfortably behind the wheel with a tasty caffeinated beverage in your cup holder. Well, if you were driving with Uber, you could be earning money right now, too. That's because Uber is the ultimate side hustle. Extra cash whenever you want. Earning you can turn on and off, just like your car. This isn't just another job. It's a totally flexible way to earn. So go ahead, get your side hustle on. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
Have you experienced this when buying a used car?
How many miles to the gallon does it get?
About 9 miles.
Is that good?
Sure. I wouldn't walk 9 miles. Don't buy a used car without a Die Hard 360 vehicle assessment. You may know a little about cars, but Sears Auto Center knows a lot. For $49.99, you get an unbiased, professional 120-point inspection in a neutral meeting place and a full Carfax report. See stores or SearsAuto.com for details. Get the power of Die Hard at Sears Auto Centers.
Very few people have left Wrigley Field. Everyone savoring this